All right, Sway City Muay Thai podcast, and here with the host of the Neon Go show and co-host. What do you guys call it with Rhino now?
It's going to be called the Neon Rhino. We're going to rebrand it. There's some things we'll get into that in a minute, but we're going to rebrand it. We're working on it now, but we're going to call it the Neon Rhino show.
Neon Rhino, cool. Co-host Robbie Tubbs. Good to see you, sir.
You too, sir.
This has been something we've been talking about getting in the works for a while.
For a little bit. First off, let's talk about the production value around here. I pull up outside. There's a dude with a cup of coffee offering sensual massages in case I'm a little nervous.
You came to the wrong spot. You're fucking Parkland. This is Parkland. It is not like that.
Oh, well then. Well, some dude got,
Some dudes out there.
You got to fill me up. It's all good.
Oh shit! Yeah. Was he living out of a shopping cart?
He had a tent, and I got it.
Yeah, okay, cool.
He had
Good coffee.
Good coffee. He had a little futon. I laid down. He had aroma candles going. I thought it was part of your situation to help mellow.
Not
in case
at all.
people get here and they're nervous being on the big show. I was like, yeah, let's go.
There are a lot of massage parlors around here in Parkland.
A lot of them.
Yeah, a lot of them.
Little sketchy ones, especially ones like next to gas stations.
Yeah, the one. The one right around the corner has like a solid brick wall all the way around it, and it's like massage. And it's like, yeah. Once in a while, there's one car, one truck,
and it always happens to be the same one.
It always happens to be this fucking one that I own. No, I'm just kidding. I do drop off my when I used to do a lot of yard sales. I'll drop off my yard sale sign right up there.
Yeah, why not?
I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is like, how do you even know about this? Like, there's no advertisement, nothing.
And it's weird how many of those there are. Right?
Yeah.
You're like, what?
No disrespect. A little Asian lady in the background,
The messed up part is some of them might honestly be some of the best normal straight just massages.
Right.
Muay Thai, like the stuff we do.
For sure.
Sometimes you do just need a deep tissue. Some of those places may be the best ever. The problem is I don't want to walk in and find out.
Yeah, you're gonna find. Yeah, it's gonna be like, all right, this is the. Yeah, I don't know.
The sting operation now almost episode of Cops going. I didn't know.
It always takes me back to that old school movie, Big Trouble in Little China.
Yep.
And he walks in and he's like, a super old lady. Like, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, welcome.
Thank
you. I listened to your podcast the other day with Eddie Blackburn.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was a wild one. Yeah.
Fire.
Yep. Eddie
that
leveled
it up.
Eddie was calling him out. Eddie's not. He does not hold back. He's can be brash a little bit.
And it was funny. I told you I watched your shows when they come out ever since I can't remember how long ago when we met, and so I watch them, or I'll catch pieces of them. You know how life goes, but I watch them. And so when you did his first one with him in the cage, I watched that one, and then when the last Koga event when he hit Rhino and I up to be on our show, when I knew he was coming on, I was like, let me go back and watch one with Zach. And I ended up referencing when he was on that episode with you, he was walking away, he was done.
Yeah.
And so I referenced, like, now that he's back with his management team, I referenced, like, hey, you were on with Zach, and like, you were done. What brought it back? And man, I had texted you the night before, maybe the day of, and said, yo, Eddie's coming on my show. And you were like, man, that's going to be fun. Be ready for it. I was not ready for it.
Yeah, he brings a lot of energy.
Dude, he's so good. So speaking of that,
that's my boy. Yeah.
Speaking of that, clearly you've known him for years. You've known everybody for years. That's why I'm jealous. Like, I'm just meeting him, Hoiby, Chris Cope, Brian Hoisington, like Joe. But 2-ish years that I've been working for Koga. Just now I'm in with these guys, and all of them great guys. And as you know, Hoiby and I have a rivalry going on. Love you, Jeff. Love the arms. But it's and it's those that I have, and Chris Cope and I have our inside jokes and stuff. But then when I see Hoiby on with you or Eddie on with you, and it's like, you go deep with these guys.
I mean, it's weird to think about it like that because I was never like some huge like champion level fighter or anything like this. But yeah, like, I mean, coming up under like the team that I came up under, like, and for how it'll be 15 years next month. So
doing Muay Thai.
Okay. Yeah, doing kickboxing and Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So like, Jeff made my old school mouth guards that he's now helping me with my company, Relentless Mouth Guards, and now like he's refed it. Actually, I don't know if he actually refed my fight, but I know he's judged a couple of fights of ours. And it's just a community that's kind of like lasted.
Yeah.
And so the people that have stuck through it and haven't dissolved or kind of disappeared, everybody knows each other. Like RJ Hoyt. I talk about this all the time. RJ, I did my first smoker against him, his first smoker at West Coast Fight Team. at Talon's gym.
That's awesome.
So it's like weird full circle shit. Yeah.
Has he always been that guy? Has he always just been the wild
scrappy. And I'm always the forward guy, so it was it was wild.
He is. I've said it on the podcast or on the Koga things numerous times, and RJ knows I love him. He's the Pacific Northwest version of Clay Guida.
That's I like it.
Especially when he had his hair long and it was wild and
just fights.
Fights. And now I feel the time for him. The last couple fights he's putting it all together. Mm-hmm. Whereas the first handful of times I fought him, like he did not care if he got punched in the face. He was biting down on the mouthpiece and he was coming at you. Whereas now you see him settling in and calming down, and it's his progression's fun to watch. But probably like the third time I watched the fight, I was like, this dude is Clay Guida. He gives 0 F's about this fight, about what's happening, and he's just fighting it. He's so fun to watch. And then outside the cage, he's such a character.
Yeah, he is a character in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
A lot of fun. We were talking about the scrapyard. It was funny because Omar from Koga and me went out there one day, and RJ's there, and we're all kicking in. And like, it was just fun. It was just,
When you said the thing about the community, it's funny. I stumbled into being the voice of Koga, and I think I was half a year in, I can't remember. And I went to go look for an email from Joe, and when I typed his name in, scrolling, and the very last email, 2015, 13, 14, somewhere in there, I have an email, me emailing Joe DeRubio, thanking him for letting me be an amateur judge at Rumble at the Ridge.
Rumble at the Ridge, yeah.
In Snoqualmie. Mm-hmm. No clue how that came. I remember getting to, and I don't know, in this moment, I don't remember how that came about. Mm-hmm. I remember getting to go be a guest, like a judge. I judged the amateur fights up there, and I remember getting that opportunity and taking that. Like, I remember doing that. Did not know it was for Joe. Until I got this email, and by this time I'm already the voice Koga doing the countdowns with him, like I'm in deep with Koga.
Yeah.
So I screenshot it and I said to him, I was like, "Yo, apparently we worked together." And he came back with, "I remember that show. I do not." I was like, "Oh, hey, I don't remember it was you either." But like apparently he was like, "Holy crap!" So that he showed it to Wendy. Wendy was like, "All right, that's weird." And like I consider moments like those, I consider the Matrix, like the Matrix of I stumbled into doing this, but clearly you and I have crossed paths 10 years ago. Like, what is this? What's going on? And so it was a cool little moment.
Weird little serendipitous moments.
It was a cool moment to have with him on that. Yeah. That was like, holy crap,
full
really?
Circle.
This is awesome. Yeah.
Well, I wanted to say you do a great job as the commentator.
I try, man.
Yeah, Ed. Ed's nice and level, and you guys both, nobody goes too wild. I like that. It's nice and chill.
Except for that last one. When Sharon won.
I especially like when the camera's facing you guys and get your reactions.
I've been saying that forever. Like they need to be there. And we do, thank you for the compliment. And we do try and keep it obvious, professional. Mm-hmm. Ed has done a very good job of trying to keep his emotions out of it when his guys are on the card, but you can still hear it. Win or lose, you can hear it in him. I have a thing in me that I can't. Like, there's 4 dudes that when I started with Koga and I reached out to interview them, and they had never done Zoom interviews. I had never done Zoom interviews with fighters. Yeah. And it was Leighton Toon, Andy Waters, Derek Herzog, and Chance Paul. And they don't know me. Mm-hmm. I don't know them. I just, hey, I'm working for Koga. I want to do this. All 4 of those dudes instantly. Yeah, man, let's do it. And and now you're going forward from there. Now Caleb Wheeler's one of them. Like, I don't hide my emotions when like the Chavez brothers. Like, I'm not hiding that. I care about these guys outside the cage. I get in trouble. I'll drop as soon as Ed comes back from interviewing guys, or if he is interviewing them and one of my guys lost. When shout out to Chavez when he lost. I drop my mic and I run over to that cage when they're coming out. And I'll grab these dudes and I'll hug them because win or lose, I don't care.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. I care for them and their feelings. I want them to win. But win or lose, like, I don't care. And I want them to know they're still a fan.
Yeah.
Like, I'm still your fan. I'm still here for you. And so and Garrett gets on me about things like that. Or the last one, you were there when Butler and Kaysen were fighting. And the crowd's booing when they're on the ground.
Yeah, it's terrible.
And they're right in front of Ed and I. And you know this game.
I was sitting right next to Ed.
We're watching Dan fight. Oh, that you were next to us at that time. We're watching it. We know what's happening.
Yeah.
And so at the time, I didn't know if they were Kaysen fans and that's why they're booing, or if they're just casuals and they don't understand what's happening. But like you come from a stand-up background. I come from a ground game background. Mm-hmm. Ed does both.
Yeah.
We know what's happening and we're for this. So for them booing, I was like, what are you doing? And then when they were interviewing, when Ed was interviewing Isaac, the crowd's still booing. And Isaac said, all you guys boo me. Like, we can meet in the parking lot.
Yeah.
I was so emotional on the show. I straight said, hey, just so we're clear, I'll be in the parking lot with Isaac beating the hell out of all of you casuals. And then when Ed came back, I told him, and Ed literally goes, oh, I'll be out there too. And, I shouldn't be
but you get caught up in the moment. It's a passionate sport.
It's a passionate sport. My bad. I thought I turned that off. I'm sorry. Good. Some 1-800 number. It's a passionate sport, but then also, this man just bled for you, literally.
Yeah. Like
at one point, Rhino sits here, and at one point, I got Rhino's attention. There's blood all over our notes. Ed has blood on his shirt, and it's fun. But like, this man just bled for you.
I had blood on my phone.
See? Yeah. And this man just bled for you, and you want to boo him?
Yeah.
Again, if they were Case and Hammer fans, and Joe filled me in after, okay, I can get booing. But there's also a thing in the fight game. Again, as I said earlier, Leighton Toon's one of my guys. Been one of my guys forever. Mm-hmm. So when him and Chavez were fighting for that title, I want either guy to win. I just want a good fight. Well, Leighton lost. Well, okay, like that sucks. I have to cheer for Chavez. Like he won. Mm-hmm. So the fight I'm referencing, cool. Your dude lost. This dude still just bled for you. Brought it to your guy. Like, you should be cheering him, not booing him. And so like things like that. The hell out of me. But back to what you said, Ed and I definitely have found our groove, and I've done them solo by myself. I've done them with guest commentators, and I'm glad he's joined our team and has been there with us. And we do definitely have a new chemistry that has grown from our first episode was at Tulalip, the outdoor one, when the first time Howlett and Anthony fought. It was outdoor event. That was the first time I met Ed, and we had to sit down and do it, and I was so nervous. So to go from then to now, when I get dirty jokes sent to me from Ed Herman, and like now it's like, oh, Ed. There was a moment when it's like, this is UFC. It's testing me. Yep. But now it's, and I've gone down and helped out at his events he does down there. So it's a real weird, you have this with people too. It's real weird when you're like, you shouldn't know me, but we're friends.
Right. It's like a weird connection. Yeah. But so here's what I kind of want to say about that is a lot of people get like because the sport is highly televised, it's passionate, there's characters in there, but it's not Hollywood. It's not like we're down in Hollywood, this is a famous person. Yeah. We saw somebody growing up, it's fucking Roseanne Barr, or it's you know what I mean? It's just Joe Rogan, he's in the sport. But again, like Demetrius Johnson trains down here in Sumner. Yeah. And bounces around. Yeah. But you can literally sign up at these gyms and see these fighters. Oh, yeah. And like Ed Herman, you can go down and sign up American Top Team down there, and he's there.
Short Fuse MMA.
Yeah,
Vancouver,
Washington. Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's affiliated with, if you're in Portland, sign up at Hastings Portland. If you're by Vancouver, sign up at Hastings Short Fuse. But yeah. And to that, it's also, when you see them on TV, like, I knew who Ed Herman was. Omar and I have this, it's funny, I come from the old school Tito Ortiz, Chuck Liddell,
me too.
Guida,
Yeah.
And Omar, he knows who those guys are, but he's more of the newer. Yeah. And so, like, I remember watching Ed Herman and Kendall Grove, like, 100%.
Long time
right?
ago.
Like, on the Tough House. Like, I remember. So now when I'm going to commentate with this guy, and I have to, like, how do I? And when I did meet him, he was the coolest guy ever. Like, I told him I was nervous, and he was like, why? And I told him, he's like, no, hey, I've never commentated, but I've listened to yours. Like, this is yours. Like, I'm gonna follow you. So to have him be approachable, and you could see, like, we now have we'll tap each other's legs. Like, we have our cues. But then on the other hand of that, we've had Randy Couture he was at that same one, and you don't realize how approachable these guys actually are
and how
until you approach
nice
them.
They
until you approach them, talk to them. Yeah. Ivan Salivary.
One of the nicest dudes out there, yeah.
But when you're doing jiu-jitsu competitions and you don't know Ivan and you're going against his guys, and
that's different.
It's going to be a long goddamn day, and then you see all due respect, you see that gorilla of a man and his passion yelling for his fighters. Like, it's intimidating as hell.
That's the competition side.
But then when you
and the passion
meet him
side.
and you shake his hand, the voice and level is here. That he's the nicest guy in the world. Like, that's why that's one of the aspects of being in this is just, it's so fun meeting these guys and being like, oh,
I want to touch on that, what you just said a little bit. So everybody knows the Richard Sherman blow up after he fucking knocked the ball, or I don't want to say picked off Crabtree, but, deflected the ball and got us in the Super Bowl. And then they stick the mic in his face and he fucking goes off, right? That's raw passion during the highest level competition that you have ever done, like biggest thing in your fucking career up to that moment. And then, that's the kind of person, you got to understand that is not your calm, level-headed person that's going to go into the bank and make a withdrawal or deposit.
That might be him tomorrow.
It might,
but
exactly.
It's not in this moment.
And not in this moment. And then, so take the common person that isn't in like that field. Take somebody, they just had to defend themselves in like a bar fight or something like that. Stick a microphone in their face. It's not going to be, you know what I mean? You're probably not even going to remember what you say.
Yeah.
So to have a level of professionalism outside of that, but still have that competitive level, and then have to click in and out of that as a competitor throughout the years, like it develops through that. And I know you're seeing it like firsthand, like just, especially you see some of these guys on, they're like, the post-fight interview, some of them are just chill, some of them are fired up, some of them want to fucking call out the...
Some of them don't say anything.
They want another fight right now, they're not waiting for tomorrow. Yeah, it's just...
That's one of the, again, being lucky enough to be in the position I'm in and you're now in. I love when we're in, I like doing him to Lalip. I love when we're in Clearwater. I love when, I call it the dungeon. I don't know if anyone else does. I call it the dungeon. The downstairs warm-up area.
Yeah.
And
at Clearwater?
Yeah, Clearwater. And it's literally that casino just clears out their storage area and...
Kind of.
But you know what I mean, where you see fight, they make as much room as they can. But again, credit to them. I'm not knocking them at all. But to be Malik Lee, I love when I go down there on a Malik Lee fight. So I'm going to use him as an example. Love you, Malik. You know this. To see those guys getting their hands wrapped, but the catering trays are stacked right behind them.
Behind the fucking chain link fence.
And Ed and I talk about this on the podcast. I've had the opportunity to, I went down and commentated for one of Ed's events, and I got to commentate with Nate Corey. So meeting these guys and talking to them about, these dudes didn't have Koga. They had a barn or a high school gym. So the level that MMA has gotten, that now we do have a Koga, I think the warm-up area being in the dungeon and dirty and stuff like that, it's a trade-off from what the greats had and what they fought for to get here. But it adds that thing of...
You're still gritty.
Remember where you are, that you're here. So when you do make it to LFA or A1 or the UFC and you do have locker rooms and all this, you keep the mentality. Like, you think when Uriah Faber wasn't getting ready to be the main event, that he wasn't remembering where... Like those, I love going down there. But again, I love when you go down there and you see Malik after his hands are wrapped, and Malik is a character. He's the character of all characters. Him, RJ, they all are. Malik especially, after he gets his hands wrapped, he'll be in a corner somewhere, sitting down, headphones on, eyes closed, and I don't ever want to bother someone in that moment.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to show Malik the respect of, I'm here for you, baby. And so, like, I'll tap him, and I just want you to know I'm here for you. Yeah. Oh, he'll pop those headphones off. Hey, what's up, baby? And he'll go to get up, and I don't make him get up when we talk. But just to see the aspect of a fighter that I know in a minute, this dude's going to go fight in this cage, and I know when he wins, he's going to get that microphone, and he's going to run his mouth, because that's who he is, and I love who he is. But to see the non-character human being in this moment just being in his thing, like, I love when you get to go down there and see all of that in this. It's so fun.
The pre-competition fighter, the anticipation, there's a lot of nerves. So you actually touched on a lot of cool things. I'm going to say a couple of things real quick. Every fight I've ever done is pretty much like a shitty locker room. It's like that. It's so like
there's a locker room.
There's ones down here at the soccer stadium that's for South Sound Martial Arts, and it's like gritty. You know, like the bottom of a pool. It has like the little bubble.
Yeah, the little.
It's like that in the locker room. You ain't fucking warming up barefoot on that.
No.
And it's sometimes I remember I was just getting started, and it's like freezing in this element, like 38, 36 degrees, not literally freezing, but so cold in there.
Yeah.
And it's a big ass soccer center, and people are just going through it. And then like at Koga, at the Clearwater, so Darren Smith Jr., he's Hollywood. You know? Yeah. So he was part of our team, so I cornered him a couple times there. So we're down there working with him, and that's some of the better versions of what you get with the spacing and stuff like that. But even at some of the higher levels, I see him warming up in the back. I'm like, that's their warm-up room? like shit.
Yeah.
But so I do like how like Tulalip, they have the 2 big back rooms.
Yes.
That's a lot of space.
It's a lot of space.
Spread out.
But so you see the different aspects of.
Yeah.
Now, our last Tulalip card.
Yeah.
Was bad shit fucking awesome.
Yeah, it was great.
It was great. Some of those fighters were on this one too, and so that's where oh my God. I thought I turned it off, but also we were just talking about.
Oh, Eddie Blackburn, he heard his ears burning.
Do you want me to answer it?
Yeah, go for it. It's my dog.
That's your dog. Should I hold it here? So
whatever you
pick it up?
Yeah, just a little bit away from the mic.
Eddie.
Good morning, Mr. Robbie Tubbs.
What up, buddy?
Put it on speaker.
It is on speaker. Oh. I just turned it up. I'm sitting here with Zach doing Sway City Podcast. What's up, buddy?
No way. Are you really?
Yeah.
What's up, Eddie?
I heard from a cousin's neighbor's brother's sister that you were going to be on there today. So I wanted to call in.
Oh, I love you. We were just talking about when you were on Rhino and I's show and how fun that was.
Yeah, that was wild.
Yeah, that was great. I had a great time with you guys.
That's awesome.
But, since these people that I just told me that you were going to be on the show today, I wanted to reach out and give an update. That's what I'm on. I'm on the campaign right now to get Jonathan Haynes a title fight. So, this is campaign 2006, May 25th. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, let's go. So you giving me an update? Hit it. Let's go. Breaking news right now.
Is, I don't think AC realized what I'm doing for him. He's actually popular now. Like day before yesterday, nobody knew who AC was. Now everybody's asking me who's AC. So I'm telling them. So
that's what
AC's
I'm saying. I don't know this guy.
Popular now. So I don't think he realizes it. And then he deleted me off his social media, his IG and his Facebook, because when you don't want something, you got to stay away from something that you don't want. So obviously he doesn't want this title fight. So he said twice no now. So, third time's a charm. Maybe after hearing this, he might, call up Joe DeRobbio and be like, you know what, Joe, I'll just take the fight. But I don't think he's going to.
Oh, I love you.
Against John, yeah.
My other update, the number 1 welterweight in the Pacific Northwest also said no.
Man. Who's that? Who's the...
Carson Fry. I like that kid. He's a great kid.
No, he said fuck Tacoma on the WFC card.
He did at the Emerald Queen Casino.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I got a lot of love from my local people.
Wait, hold on real quick. When you were on my show, is that the dude that you said's the champ of the Walmart?
He's a champ. He's a champ of the Walmart, Kmart, whatever we talked about.
And he also turned your boy down?
He did. And he's the number 1 welterweight. He's actually the number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the Pacific Northwest. And he said no. He said that he don't want any
According to who?
170.
Wow.
So obviously my guy must be tough, right?
Wow.
John is
the
tough.
number 1 guy. And we can't have AC. I guess we're going to have to knock on number 2's door, right?
Hey, this is why you've taken your passion to the management game, and this is what you're doing. So just start knocking on doors. Hold up, Zach wants to ask something.
Yo, so just depending on who the fuck is watching this, maybe there's somebody else out there that wants a shot at Jonathan that's going to be a legit shot. So if you guys are looking at this and like, I'm down to fight.
Well, you know what? It's not really Jonathan that people should have a shot at. If these guys are tough and they weigh 170 pounds and they want to fight for probably the best promotion up there in the Pacific Northwest, Koga, then, that's what you have. You have to fight Jonathan because he's the champ. I mean, he won the belt, that phone tap thing. I got 3 phone taps, so we've defended our title 3 times now.
I'm glad I wasn't taking a sip.
Oh. I mean, so someone wants to reach out and they want to fight for that title, they, hit up Eddie Blackburn on his social media, One Speed Management, like let's go.
Got to do something
if
those two guys aren't.
Or you can break the chain of command and go straight to the president, Joe DeRobbio.
Yeah.
I mean, he'll take your phone
I
calls.
thought we were talking about the other president.
Get
that White House.
Combat Games MMA,
White House fight.
Someone
will be having a show at the White House.
Yeah, we're just sitting back right now. We got it on the mantle. It's all nice and shiny. Not a big thing.
Oh, I love you, Eddie. I love you so much.
Yeah,
on the mantle.
Feelings are mutual, guys. You're doing a lot for me, and like I said, Jonathan's my guy.
The lady with my fucking title belt on.
He'll fight every month if we can. We'll keep defending the belt like we told you guys. We're a true champion. Maybe our ranking in the Tapology will go up from 11 to skip over everybody because everybody's been saying no. So,
there's somebody out there that wants some smoke. So if those two don't,
there's someone that's going to be like, look at what Eddie's doing, look what Koga's doing. Like, win or lose, it does nothing but help.
Bring him in from
go.
fucking Dagestan, have him work somebody over.
That's what we're trying to tell AC here. Nobody knew who he was 2 days ago. Everybody wants to know. Dude, people that don't even have anything to do with fights, heard the podcast because, I posted it. So all my friends from all over, when I was in the military, when I freaking lived here, lived there, all these people are reaching out to me. They want to know who AC is. It's like drama. These people are following a soap opera. They want to, now they're going to want to watch the fight if AC ever says yes. But, I hate to break the bad news to these guys, but I don't think AC is going to say yes.
I'm not sure who AC is, but I'd love to see the fight come on.
Okay, let's just freaking tell everybody. His first name is Artem and his last name is Kula.
I was going to say, who AC is.
Boom,
I have so many names.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh, I love you, Eddie. I love you so much.
Is he the one that fought in the last card?
The rest of your show. I'm sorry I interrupted, but like I said, I'm on this campaign 2026 for Jonathan Haynes to get to defend his title. To defend his title. And like I said, we're the champ. We've not lost at Koga. And one more thing.
Yep.
I got a text from the man himself last night, Joe DeRobbio, and he said his priority is to get Jonathan a fight. So May 25th, guys, go ahead and get those tickets now because Jonathan will be on the card, standing tall in the cage with a nice shiny belt over his shoulder.
You heard it, folks. Zach couldn't say it. I couldn't say it. You heard it from the man. Eddie Blackburn just said.
All right.
It's happening.
Oh. All right, buddy. I love you. Thank you.
All right, guys. Hey, enjoy your weekend, all that good stuff, and we'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, brother. I'll call you after the show.
Sounds good, Zach. Later, brother.
Yeah, later. He's so wild. I love that. It's like,
how does he come?
He's in the phone tap.
The dude that was giving me a rub down called him and let him know. Hey,
shit. You gotta stop giving out your number. Gotta stop giving out your number to the homeless.
I didn't give my phone to Eddie. Has it? He called Eddie. He called Eddie and said, "Hey, your boys."
So the homeless dude got Eddie's number.
Yeah, he said your two boys are up here right now.
Come on, man.
I don't know. So we were talking. So the same thing you were saying. I remember we both know and love Lamont. He's big. I consider royalty, one of the biggest names in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu here in the Pacific Northwest. I had the privilege, not knowing at the time, when we're young and dumb and doing stuff, I had the privilege of competing on Proving Grounds 1.
Okay.
I don't know what number they're on now. I do know they're the longest running submission wrestling tournament in the Pacific Northwest. Yeah. I competed on number 1, and it was at I can't remember the name of it. Sorry, Lamont. It was at a gym in Bellevue, but it was like, how you just say, it was like a West Coast fight team. Like there was literally, we had a giant mat with 4 spaces, but then also there was a boxing ring. Okay. So mats were also going on in there. Yeah. Whereas you fast forward now, we're 15 years, I can't think how many years later we are now, that they are at the Bellevue Community College Gymnasium, and there's mats and jiu-jitsu stuff everywhere. Yep. And so to see things like that go from this to blowing up there, and now he has the side one ground control. which is
I haven't heard of that one yet.
Oh, dude, it's nuts. You know how Karate Combat has the it's
the
wall,
pitch.
the pit.
Yeah,
it's that, but jiu-jitsu, and it's in Rebellion, I think. In Burien.
Yeah.
And when you, same thing right now, like I do think this one will eventually also blow up, but right now it's in the tiny stages where it's in a little gym in Burien, and you know how the pit, for those that don't know, it kind of looks like an indoor swimming pool, but obviously it's above ground, but it's padded angled walls. Mm-hmm. But the gym's small, so it's half.
Oh, okay.
So there's 3, and then Chris Cope was a judge there, so there's a table here to judge, but you could use the wall, you can guillotine. They're doing tag team.
Oh, shit.
They're doing singles. They also do the quad team 4-4s, so that, you know, and for Lamont, look what he did with Proving Grounds. And we only assume this is going to blow up. And so, you know, I hit him up one day. I was like, hey, I want to come check that out. He was like, I will put you on the list. Come on down. And so came down and watched that, and I want nothing but the best for him.
Yeah.
Same with Koga. I remember the first card I ever called was at Silver Reef Casino, which is Ferndale, which is damn near Canada. And at the time, I thought, you know, this is the only time I was going to do this. And again, and it was cool as it was. But then as that started to grow, and then we brought Ed in, and Joe and I talk about this all the time. Like, I remember 6 months ago, I remember a year ago, like where we were, to where like with Omar now, our production now, sponsors now, you being there doing live stuff during the weigh-ins, Rhino being there making the cards. Like, my brain's just like, where are we going to be at this time next year?
Exactly. Where are you going to be at and that's a lot of hard work, and that's a lot of networking, a lot of things, like, because for a while, I mean, not as much lately, but I was talking to Omar like every couple of days, we're coordinating, putting things together, and it's gotten to the point where now it's moving, we don't have to talk as much, but especially like when we were at the Tulalip, like we sat down and did the pre-fight interviews and the post-fight interviews. My buddy Chris was filming that, and then my buddy Chris now ran the entire production for Koga last time. Yep. So
see, that's like it's those things, and shout out to Omar when, you know, we've been working with different streaming services and stuff, and AI content, like all of that, he's a master at it, and he's great at it. But he also has the bandwidth to step back, like with Chris, that last one, like when he was like, hey, come meet these new guys, and when Chris, and I was like, oh, hey, you're Zach's guy. Yeah. Because when I was on, and he was like, yeah, man. I was like, oh, like now my brain's like, oh, okay, like I'm good, I'm coming with this guy, like we can. There are some streamers that are like, I have to be, hey, I want this, do that. Yeah. And not in a disrespectful way. It's just, we paid you to be here to do this. Yeah. Do it the way I want. Your guy, it was like, hey, can we do this? He's like, no, we can do this. Oh, okay. Can we do this? No, we can do this. Oh, okay. Like that back and forth. But to Omar's credit, he gets out of the way. Like when I get there and he's like, hey, come meet these guys. And he's like, guys, this is Robbie. This is whatever he says he needs, like make it happen. And then he goes and does his own thing and leaves me there with those guys. It's the management delegation. Yeah. Yep. And I think for Joe, who's been in this game for so long, and at any point he could have decided he doesn't want to do this anymore, and he's going to run the gym and the beautiful family, all of it. I think for him doing this for so long, all of the pieces, again, the Matrix, all of the pieces are now fitting where they need to for him. To just help this thing level up and grow. And so that's why I constantly, him and I are like, yo, where's it going to be this time next year? Like, will we still be in Tulalip and Clearwater? Hopefully, probably. Maybe we'll have 2 more casinos going. Maybe we'll be in bigger places. Like, who knows? But it's just the fact of, I remember this one, and now look. Like, we're sitting here right now simply because we both had the opportunity to work for Koga. We met. You're a great guy. I'm a decent guy. And we both were like, yo, that first one we did, I was like, yo, I saw your stuff. How do you? And you were like, Robbie, what do you do? And we were talking the differences of how we do our different shows. Exactly. And then it was, I got to be on someday. Yeah, you do. And now look.
And that was like 6 months ago. Something like that. 6, 7 months ago.
Something like that. And
or maybe a little more.
Maybe I can't remember, but it's still, like you asked me when I got here today, hey, do you? I was like, yeah, I can't say all of them, but especially the clips you'll put on social media, like I'll watch those, or I'll have it on in the background, like while I'm editing or I'm doing something, like, because why? Because, well, that's my guy. I like that guy. And
appreciate it.
I'm in not not disrespectfully, like I was interviewing fighters for Koga before you were. Technically, when you think about it, there should be what? No, this should be me. I should be doing this. What? My brain's like, yeah, do Zach's show, do my show, do all the shows. Yeah. Zach's coming to mine, I'm coming to his. So when I see you're at the scrapyard with Luther. Yeah, I'm watching that. What? Yes.
Yeah.
You have Malik Leon.
Yeah.
And he's in his overalls. Yeah, I'm watching that. Like, what? Then it's like, I'm nothing but happy for you every time they're on. And so I think, and Rhino and I, we same thing. We met he was going to do the one in Silver Reef. So it was Silver Reef Casino in Ferndale. Okay. And Joe told me, hey, we have this new sponsor, and I got to read the sponsors and all this stuff. So I hit Rhino up on social media and said, hey, this is who I am, what I do. On my way up there, can I come by your shop and get the lay of land for it? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. I walked in and we met, and he schooled me on cards then about the shop, all that. And so then at the event, I talked about it. And then from then, every event, we're just talking. I got to rip cards with him at one event, and handful of months ago, I just wanted him on my show. Yeah. Talk about cards. I found out he is a huge pro wrestling nerd like I am, like from deep in the days. And so to have that chemistry, and so we are going to do a show, and we do the Neon Go show, and neither one of us realized until we were done, but we talked for a little over 3 hours.
Yeah, it goes by fast too.
And if you ask him, like, we didn't realize it until we were done. And it was like, oh. So I chopped that up into 3 different episodes. Oh. So then I started thinking, and mine, I'll have people on, but then also when I can't have people on, it'll just be me running my mouth about whatever that day. I always make a joke. My brain is on a steady diet of sriracha and cocaine. And so it's the ADD. It's whatever I want to run my mouth about. Yeah. It's almost a therapy thing for me to do it.
I do that in the mornings, but I don't talk to people. I just let my brain kind of fucking run rampant.
Record it, put it on podcast.
Maybe.
But I started thinking, if I can't get guests, or sometimes I don't want to just talk to myself. So I hit Rhino up and said, hey man, what do you think if every once in a while we do a show and we talk pro wrestling, but then he also has the immense knowledge of sports cards and sports in general. And he was like, well, yeah, let's try it. And I think now we're on Eddie was episode 14, 15, which would mean it's 15 weeks straight that him and I have set the time. We're doing this. Let's sit down and do it.
Damn, that's good.
Right? That's what my brain does. Of look at the level up this is. And there have been times we always say Monday at noon. But there's a time he was running errands and he was, hey, can we go a little bit later? Whenever you want. I think he ended up doing it like 6 that night or something. Or there was a day I had some stuff going, so hey, can we do it 11? He was like, yeah, sure. But it still was on Monday, like we're consistent with it. And so then when we did Eddie's, and it's now that one, you heard Eddie, that one's blowing up. And Rhino hit me up, and this is no disrespect, shade on him. I love him like a brother. I'll hide a body for that dude if he needed me to. But he hit me up and he was like, hey man, this is blowing up and people are reaching out to him, to me about coming on the show. And he was like, what do you think about maybe rebranding it? I did not see it at the time, and he didn't say this. I internalized it and saw it of the show when I do it. When you zoom in on my show, because you will later, it'll say the Neon Go Show featuring Zach. Boom.
Okay.
So whoever it is, Neon Go Show featuring Caleb Wheeler. And I always looked at it as the Saturday Night Live. They have their players, but then who's coming on that day. So it's featuring. So that's how I've always done it. So for a while, it was the Neon Go Show featuring Rhino Sports Card. Once we're constantly doing it, well, he's not featuring. He's doing it with me.
Right.
So it's with Rhino. Well, then he had a complete point. I didn't see it because, like you doing this, I started my show in office with 2 of my jiu-jitsu friends and horrible mics, all this stuff. And then it was a radio show, and the levels up. What someone always says, if you don't, I can't remember, but it's like, if you don't take the opportunities when you see them, well, then you're missing them.
Yeah.
And so Rhino, like, because I've been doing it, I didn't see the level up opportunity that he did being new in this. So he was like, could we rebrand it and maybe make it this here? You still do Neon Go Show when it's you doing your thing? And I was like, yeah, like, let me think about it. And within, I'm going to say hour, 2 hours, We came up with a new name, like all of it. And to me, out of respect for him, it was, oh, he's right. Like how you just said, the consistency we're doing it, taking time out of our lives. That dude has taught me so much in sports cards, and just the entanglement we have with each other now that it's saying the Neon Ghost show with Rhino. It almost makes it like a sidekick. And
which is not, right?
He's
I
not.
get what you're saying.
100% he's not.
Yeah.
And so...
That's why I really like the Rocksteady looking logo with the red panda.
I hit him up and I was like, hey, when I think it was episode 2 or something, I had hit him up and said, yo, can you make us, because he makes the cards.
Yeah.
Can you make us a logo? Can you, because my thing is the Whiskey Panda, because red pandas are always playful, but also like,
yeah,
red panda might fuck you up.
I love red pandas. They're my favorites.
And he's Rhino. So I said, can you make us a logo with a rhino and a red panda, but think Bebop and Rocksteady from Nick Sure.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, within half hour, that logo was there. That's it. There we go. So now so he can keep the Rhino Sports Cards brand, and I can keep the Neon Go show. The show is, when it's me and him, is just going to be called the Neon Rhino Show. But it's Neon / Rhino.
Okay.
And he was like, and I had bounced ideas off, and it's also, we're friends.
Yeah.
So if I throw an idea by you and you think you're like, that's trash.
Yeah.
The younger me, fuck Zach.
You're right, right.
The
ego
like,
pops up.
All right, let me rework this.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
Same with you. If you hit me
That's
up,
me and Omar all the fucking time.
all day with him. But like, so like if you hit me up with an idea for your show or something, my brain now goes, oh, well, Zach knows I've been doing this for a minute. I mean, because we're boys, I'd be like, no, that shit. You know, you're taking this. Oh, this motherfucker wants me to do better.
Yes.
You're not taking that. Fuck, I'm gonna talk to Robbie. So I told Rhino. I was throwing an idea, and he was like one was gonna be the I threw out the Red Panda and Rhino show, and he was like, "Are we doing a podcast about zoo? Like what?"
Right.
Fuck. So then when I said, "What if it's the Neon / Rhino?" He was like, "There." I said, I think that's good. Keeps our brands, and it's a great name for a strip club. He was like, he literally
I like that.
Now you're thinking, and I said the cool part is when we reference it, it'll just be the Neon Rhino show.
Yeah.
But the / is like Motley Crue. Crew's CREW.
Yeah.
They spell it their way because they spell it their way. So like everyone knows it's / because it's the Neon Go show.
Yeah.
Rhino Sports Cards. So we're going to rebrand it. Our next episode will be, but then also to listen to it, it'll still be on the Neon Go Show Spotify channel. To watch it, it'll still be on Rhino's YouTube channel. So all that stays the same, but just the him and I, it's far more collaborative and partnership. Yep. And so that's why when he reached out, my brain was like, my first thought was like, well, why? But also, I don't care if that's what you want and you like, cool, let's figure it out. And within like 3 hours, we had it figured out. I'm working on the new intro now. And
okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's been a interesting experience, and just the level up. But again, you got to see your levels up, like of things, and if you don't take them when you see them.
It was hard when you're constantly grinding and you're pushing forward and like doing more things. But like I saw that on Instagram. It was like you constantly are raising the bar. So it's hard to sit there and realize like how many times you've actually leveled up. But I really like that title because it still follows both of your brands.
Yep.
So it's a direct offshoot. It's not like somebody's like, oh, now I got to go remember this other name that I need to go, like Sway City Podcast. Yeah. A lot of people were saying doing the Sway City mouth guards. And I was like, well, it's a little too local, I think. I wanted something. So I wanted precision mouth guards because they fit precise, but the name was taken. Oh. Because it falls under the dental industry.
Yeah.
So anything like precision dental, precision like
fucking,
anything, and you know how many precise tools. So, and then I went through probably like 50 to 100 names. Same with Omar, because I was gonna be like Magnum mouth guards.
Nope, Magnum condoms. You can't be. That's coming off like what I'm putting this in and
some people loved it, and some people are like, nope. So Omar's like, that's gay. He's like, you can't do that. And then we're at the scrapyard and kicking with RJ, right?
In fairness, that you could find.
All right,
you could find that in an adult store in that section.
So I was gonna be like, all right, stay safe with Magnum mouth guards. Protect your mind, right? I was gonna say some shit, but it only appeals to the casino crowd. You can't sell that to a fucking underage kid. You can't sell that to a fucking high school football team.
I think relentless fits.
Right. But we're going back and forth. So back to RJ though in the scrapyard. So we're there and I'm kicking with Omar, we're fucking about to smoke a joint in the car, and he's like, I was like, yo. So Omar's telling me this all week. I'm like, I don't know. And so I run the play in reverse. That's like one of my little tricks. I'm like, RJ. I'm like, what do you think about Magnum mouth guards? I was like, pretty gay, huh? And Omar just goes. He's like knew instantly. He's like, you're doing the reverse. So he's just like, hell no, I'll never put something like. So I was like, all right. I was like, that was me doing the full tester on the other side and like trying to see how deep that goes. And instantly it was a no-go.
Yep.
So I was like, yeah. And then like Chris, Chris, and he's just like, nope, brand, because he's super professional. And he's like, brand to brand does not work. So I'm like, I'm getting a lot of no's, but I'm getting a lot of dirtbag yeses. So it's like, all right, I gotta go more professional.
Yeah, I love Chris Cope. He's one of the best. When I was getting the opportunity to commentate for Koga, I was like, oh, I should watch one of their things and I'm watching it and he's commentating. I didn't know him at the time, but he's commentating, and I love this story. I've told him this story. He's told this story. And he'll tell you the fighter, what this was, but he's commentating, and this dude is coming out and he just has these scratches down his back. And like, for those of you and Chris is professional, he's great. If you are on the
he also makes funny comments.
If you are on the inside with Chris Cope, there is very few more entertaining people than Chris Cope, especially when he's on.
Right.
And so that part came out in him, and the other guy's talking, and Chris is just like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm distracted. This guy either had a mountain lion in his training camp or he has a really good girlfriend. Instantly, I was like, I'm good. Like, I'll be fine doing this.
Yeah.
And, and so then it is now, this is no joke, before Ed Herman joined and then after, Chris Cope, I have been there when he has asked. I have been there when he has slid. Like, Joe and I have had to commentate together. I have been there when Chris is, he's reffing and he'll put a post-it by Joe. Chris wants to commentate with me. And he's like, oh, if Ed ever can't, and before Ed got there, like, there's not a chance in hell Joe will let that happen. Because he's like, there's like the shit that will come out of our mouth.
Yeah.
And it's another one of the reasons I really like Garrett, the best in the business. Mm-hmm. And he has been a mentor when he's not going to be at an event. He has taught me and deferred to me to be the guy in charge of production, telling cameras what all they're going to do. He's entrusted me with that. But then also when he's there, or if he's not there when he's watching, I will get the text of, bro, you said shit like 3 times. You need to be more professional. Mm-hmm. Which, again, I'm not taking that as this. I'm like, he's right.
It's coming from somebody that you respect their high-level professionalism, and it's not going to, because it's not like the high school, like, man, fuck you, it's like, this is how I get better. And when you're hungry to get better and you're doing something high level like that, no, I like that you're like that, man. That's hugely important.
But again, that's just the things you learn as you get older, when you're young and dumb, and those are trials you go through. Yeah. But now, especially, you grow in yours, and now you have the mouthpiece. Me doing my show, went to a radio show, went to a podcast, to now Rhino and I doing it to the point when he, a couple weeks ago, was doing a top strip night up at his shop. Mm-hmm. And he lives deep. He lives Bellingham. It's an hour and a half from my house from him. But like, there was no chance I wasn't going.
Right.
I at the time talking about it, like, I was supposed to be back. I was supposed to be at work that night in the city. My brain was like, okay, I'm going up there early. I'll leave at this time, and I'll get to work when it's late. Like, I'm not being there for my guy for this, and also on the aspect of he has made me fall so much in love with trading cards again that, like, I want to go anyway. But also, I'm not just going to a shop. Like, this is my dude. And like, at one point, like, I'm behind the counter with Tim from Slabstrong, Ed. Like, I'm part of it all. And so I was like, I'm not gonna be there. And so that's why, again, seeing the next level up with Rhino. So now we're doing this spin-off show. And so those are the things of just learning as you go and just trying shit. I love the saying, throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Why not?
It also falls into that, like, you miss every shot you don't take.
Every shot you don't take.
And that was, so the way I kind of started the podcast was like, so a long time ago during COVID, I'm like heavily into coaching our fight team. Our other guy, Crew Jones, he's coaching his son and daughter's soccer team. So he's not really there. It heavily falls into me, like 90%. And I'm like, we have a group chat because I'm constantly like, who's going to be in, what time, so I can hold pads, who's going to be checking out, who has to leave early, blah, blah, blah. So coordinating all this stuff. And I'm like, man, I should just fucking sit in the little breakfast nook and fucking do this for them. Like, do like a quick talk through and be like, I can't. Because I always say, like, an hour or two a night is not enough experience for a fighter to get to a high level. So, like, especially with a coach, you can have those, and over a long term, you'll build up. But always absorbing the next message and, like, this is why we do certain things. And so it kind of stemmed from doing that. I was hanging out with my buddy XJ, and I was just like, man, everyone's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like, he's going to come hang over and fucking hang out, smoke a joint. And I was like, let's just record this one time. Because we just finished sparring. It was a fun-ass time. Talking about production value and growing.
Right.
I fucking deleted the episode on accident. I'm like, I deleted my first episode. Yeah. And so I'm like, all right, next Saturday, we're the same shit. Fucking come over
sometimes,
here.
Sometimes you got to get tricky sometimes.
Right. And so we did that. And then that one, I was editing it and accidentally cut half the episode off. So it's a 30-minute episode instead of an hour. And so it's like, you get the abbreviated version.
See, like, to that credit,
yeah.
I can't even tell you how long I've been doing my show. I just did the same thing. Not the Clearwater we just did, but the one before that. My little brother, first time he's ever been to live fights, first time he's ever been to, he was like, yo, I want to come see this.
Yeah, that shit's fun.
And,
especially your first time.
All credit to Wendy. She's,
Wendy's
we
awesome.
love Joe. Joe is the man. Wendy is the man behind the man at Cobra.
Yeah.
Like, let's not throw shade here. And I love her. And rarely do, I want people's who are fighting their friends, family, like I don't, but occasionally I'll ask, can someone come? And again, I don't care where you put them. Can they just be in the room? She always puts them right by the cage. So my little brother's coming. Hey, my little brother wants to come. So she put him literally, like he's right here. And it being his first experience. So on our way back to take the ferry home, when we parked at the ferry, I opened up the laptop. I put a microphone in between us. We're talking about his first experience, but then you know how those go. That it went everywhere. It was so fun, and we had this whole thing about McDonald's. Like, it was so much fun talking in that moment. Like, I couldn't wait to revisit it and release it as an episode. And I realized the next day when I went to edit it, I clicked the X, not paying attention, and fucking deleted the whole thing. And I can't get it. Yeah, so that's why it happens. It always happens. And there are times still like that when it's like, and you get frustrated. In that moment, I'll allow myself to be frustrated depending on the severity. And for me, because I like creative writing, with Muay Thai, boxing is amazing. Jiu-Jitsu and Muay Thai, you got creative with some shit you do. Yeah. So the creative mind, when something like that happens, it's so devastating and disheartening that sometimes, for me personally, it will cause a ripple effect of, fuck, this sucks. I don't want to. I'll allow myself that day. Okay. That day I can be, tomorrow is a new day. We're moving on. I can't, I deleted that episode. I'm not doing this anymore. Like today, I can be like, fuck, this sucks. But tomorrow, new day.
So you kind of allow yourself a day. Is that what you're kind of saying? Yeah.
Or depending on what the scenario is,
right.
Like a day, maybe an hour, because it's always, it's through friends of mine who have severe anxiety, I don't, my brain doesn't understand anxiety. Mm-hmm. And so for a long time, I always just brush it off because my brain doesn't do that. When my brain doesn't understand something, well then figure it out. Or well, then it's not that important. I don't. Through friends of mine, I now understand anxiety, and now I have a 13-year-old daughter, and so I see it differently. But my brain still does okay, tomorrow's a new day. Mm-hmm. So you're good, let's say we had normal day jobs, and the boss wants to have a meeting with you tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You could sit here tonight at home and overthink, why are you having this meeting? What did you do wrong? What's happening? No matter what scenario you play out, when you walk in there tomorrow, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. So why waste your time? And I know this is easy for me to say, and people have anxiety. They're like, hey, it doesn't work that way. And I understand that. But overthink it. Overdo everything you want about it. But realize tomorrow's a new day. I always have, my favorite saying is, guess what happens tomorrow? Sun comes up, water's wet.
It's another day. Yep.
So no matter what, and I can't remember, I know Rogan has said it, but I don't know who quoted it. The worst thing that's ever happened to you in your life is the worst thing that's ever happened to your life. You're still here.
Yep.
So no matter what tomorrow brings.
Yeah. I like that. There's a lot of perseverance in that, because I kind of compartmentalize whatever's going on, but you can only control so much. So if there's something, like you said, the boss is calling you in, you don't know what it's for, some people stress about it, and especially if there's a long period before that happens, the anticipation.
And we've all been there. It absolutely sucks.
Yeah. But at the same time, if you can retrain your brain, and you can train your brain to think like, this is out of my control, I don't know what it is about, or think about something that you don't, like, I could drive, we all drive pretty much every fucking day. Why do they call them accidents, right? Like car accidents. We don't not drive because of the fear of an accident, I hope. Like, we also have to get to and from our destinations to make life happen. So there's things that are out of our control, and to be able to kind of let go of the things that are out of your control, but do what you can about the things you can. Like, if I don't know something and I'm interested in it, I'm going to take the time to figure it out, because that is in my control. Or if it's not that important, it's in my control to let it go. Yeah. So. And
I think that for me, jiu-jitsu did a big aspect of that, or even just going to the gym, or like your setup. Like, it doesn't have to be going to, just doing the workout, because you can't think about your boss being mad. You can't think about anything else when there's a 40-pound kettlebell above your head.
Yeah, no.
You think about not dropping
priorities.
Yeah. So like, that's why, like, I try, and like friends, family, I tell everyone, even if it's going for a walk, yes. Well, on the walk, you're going to be thinking about it. That's cool. Your body's still going to be in motion. Like, you're not sitting here thinking in this. And so, like, how we both have setups at our garage. We both have gyms we can go to. I find, yes, I will get a workout home when I have to. But if I can go to the gym, to the gym to just even sit in the sauna for 45 minutes, then that's what I'm doing, because it gets you out of your safe space, your home, and working out at home is in your safe space. But again, there's a 40-pound kettlebell above your head. It's safe. But then in jiu-jitsu and in Muay Thai, same thing. I can only control me. I'm trying to control my opponent. But then when you guys, like, there's a guy at my gym, Chris, he's one of those dudes that while he's beating your ass, he'll be cracking jokes or humming or singing or talking over here. And you're like, how are you not even focusing on the, so like, I can't control Chris. And so then the couple times when I do get him, like, now I feel better with myself. Or when, you're going with someone that's at your level and neither one of you getting each other, you can control that. But I'm not thinking about work. I'm not thinking about I need an oil change. I'm thinking about not getting my ass choked in this moment.
Threat is too immediate to worry about what. I think that's my favorite thing to talk about, is like I feel like that taps into our primal essence as like just Homo sapiens, like having to fight each other, having to fight to survive. And if you don't survive this moment, there isn't anything to worry about.
Yep.
So it stops at that. So like you talked about Joe Rogan, it's like fighting is high level problem solving with dire physical consequences. And that couldn't be more true. Just the threat is upon you right here and now. Yes, it's in a controlled environment, but most of the time, like, where nobody's at like that perfectly level, like, playing field. Somebody's usually a little bit better and somebody's usually a little bit worse. And so somebody's like having their fight, fighting their fight, controlling themselves. The other person's trying to control that whole scenario. And again, I just really think that taps into like a primal level, because whether we're being attacked by a wild animal or fighting each other to survive or whatever.
Let's be honest. The world we live in, you never know. And that's part of what you said. Let's say you and I, we're boys. Let's say we're going to throw down. We're putting our mouthpiece throwing down. Okay, my brain, I'm not standing up with you.
Right.
Let's not, no. I got to get you to the ground. We're on the ground. It's going to be a long day for you. Problem with you doing Muay Thai is I got to close the distance. You in Muay Thai, you like the distance being close. Now my brain has to figure that puzzle out. But also...
it's a puzzle.
But also, you muscle memory instinct. I come in and you throw an elbow and it catches me and it puts me on the ground. Your brain instantly is going to go, fuck, I just elbowed Robbie in the face. Like, hey, you good? And again, like, I'm not going to hate you tomorrow. There's shit happens. I pull you down and I go to slip the armbar and I pop your shoulder out of socket. Like, there's no shade. It's like, fuck.
Right. It's more my fuck up.
But my point is, the other hand of that is my day job is security theater. You know how many drunk dudes that size-wise are bigger than me that I don't care, because this goes one of two ways. We walk to the door or I show you the door, and no ego, no shade. It's I have the confidence in myself. And let's say, the dude is bigger than me. That's awesome. At least I can handle this situation until more of my guys are coming and this melee isn't happening. I work in downtown Seattle. I have no fear of walking from one of my theaters to the other at 1 a.m. Like, okay, cool. Like, and I have had altercations with people. And you do see some people who they realize, like, okay, let's go. Like, and I've numerous times been known to, we're doing this? Okay. I fucking rip my shirt off and I throw it down, like, let's go. And you'll see guys, holy fuck. And now they're not ready for it. Some guys are, and you got to go there. And I think Muay Thai, Jiu-Jitsu, karate, anything like that helps build your confidence and just makes you feel safer in yourself. So then when you are leveling up, because, like the guy at the bar, I don't know or care his level. I don't. Yeah. I'm going to end this, or he's going to end me. Tomorrow morning, he's going to know he's going to fight. Yeah. Whereas, like I said, you and I fight, that shit would be fun. Because I got to figure your puzzle out, you got to figure my puzzle out, and we're not going to go 100% at each other trying to kill each other. You're going to piece me up, and I'm going to try and get you down. But then also, maybe I get wild and fucking throw a head kick, and so now you're like, oh shit, that's where when you get those close quarters of people.
I just sparred last night. I'm like,
see what I mean? So, but that's where it's fun, and you look forward to those moments. But it also helps mellow and calm you out. When we were in our teens and 20s, we're fighting like freaking spider monkeys doing this, and the first time someone's saying, fuck your mother, well, now I'm punching you or fighting. Whereas like now it's like, back. Do you want? Like, I'll give you your phone number. What do you mean, fucking? What are you saying? I don't. Yeah. Okay. You get within like this and something. Like I've had to teach my daughter, you have your own bubble. Yeah. Here's your bubble. I have taught her.
Assault is not always physical.
Well, I have told her that threat. We grew up in a time, I feel, bullying to some extent, depending on the bullying, helped mold you, helped not you being the bully. You should never be the bully.
When you are bullied, facing adversity.
Right? And so I've told her, I give zero fucks. Here, and she knows she's gotten me many times and things with little bony arms. But I have told her, if you tell someone you're in my bubble, back up. The second time, you don't have to tell them the third time.
No, yeah.
If I get a phone call from school, and I get there, and this happened 2 years ago. I got there. When we get there, the teacher and they want to talk, and I'm edit. What happened? They're going to, and I literally said, I'm not talking to you. And I looked at my kid and I said, what happened? Yeah. So she told me. Looked at, they're all upset because she handled herself. Yeah. And I said, so this kid got in my daughter's face and she told him 3 times. You're lucky she told him 3 times. I don't see a problem here. And this happened. I looked at the other kid's parents and I said, my problem is you didn't teach your kid respect about personal space. And if you want, Dad and I can go outside and I can teach him about personal space. Yeah. Flip side of that, my kid knows. I ever get a phone call from that school and you're the bully, now we got a problem.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing of, from when we were younger, and we just fight. Like how many times, schoolyard this time, and the circles around, and we've all been there. Whereas now,
the ego comes out.
But now I don't want to fight anybody because
I got other shit to worry about.
And I got to worry about when I rip your shoulder out of socket. I now have to legally think, fuck, when you go to sue me, I'm going to need the footage of these cameras, and why did this happen?
It's a huge headache, And that's best case scenario.
Best case scenario.
Best case scenario is your under the threat of the legality of what you did. Because I forget where I heard it, but it's like the legal system, you have like a split second to make a choice in these situations, and they have as much time as they decide to tear your choice apart.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work like that. Again, if that judge or whoever's working with you on or working in the case, they walk outside and get assaulted, they're not going to have months or however long to sit there and make a decision. They're going to have that split second.
And I think when you're in training, especially in training camp, shark tanks are the most horrible thing to have to go through. But
it's a bitch.
You also learn so much about yourself that, again, not you, but you are in a bar. Let's just say you're being a shirt ass face, and I got to deal with it. I don't know that you know Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So when I got to show you the door, when we square up and you have this, now my brain's gonna go, fuck, this guy knows how to fight.
Right.
Now I got to turn it to this other level and be ready for it. And so I think like learning those things, and like I remember the first Shark Tank I ever did, going out to my car and just fucking puking. I remember crying, like, and not like joy crying because I did not know my body could go through that. I don't ever want to do that again. I knew I was going to, but it was just, oh my God. And what you said earlier about, I don't think we do because we've been there, you being a head coach and me being a team captain and stepping in for coaches. I don't think outside people realize like what coaches actually go through. Like you see Freddie Roach in the ring with Pacquiao or Miguel Cotto, like you see that. And we all know, if you don't know Freddie Roach is, look him up. But those are what you see. What you don't see is the hours before, after watching tape, putting the fight plan together, and then they're doing it for you for this Muay Thai fight.
Right.
But then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're doing it for me for this jiu-jitsu fight. And so I've been very fortunate to be with some of the best coaches that I've been around and to see what they go through. And then when your coach is too busy, and the first gym I ever trained at, our coach moved away. And there was no fight team at this gym, and we had built it. And so when he was leaving, we kind of were like, okay, well, we're going to step up. Like, these youngers are coming behind us. We're going to step up. We're going to do this. And then, like, the headaches, how you said, dude's not coming tonight because he got a new girlfriend. But, motherfucker, you were the one teaching tonight, so now I got to. And, like, you don't see those from the outside looking in. Once you're in it and you experience those, it does nothing but add more appreciation to this game. Like when Talon the other day was fighting RJ. I know the team. Mm-hmm. I know Talon is the head coach there because I do my research. Mm-hmm. I never seen Talon fight. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, like here we go. And it's a big aspect. I say it on the Kogo shows all the time. When I know your gym name, but I don't know you as a fighter. Right. It's a big deal if your gym is putting their name on your back to get in here, and you want to do it. Every fighter wants to do good, but you want to do good. For Ed and I, you want us to remember your name. When the Chavez brothers first entered the Koga cage, I did. I did my research, but I didn't know they were. Yeah. Now watching them fight, and I think they've since changed gyms, but like now watching, yep, those are guys you want in your gym. Yeah. Those are guys you want. The gym wants your name on the back of those guys.
They have a reputation with you now.
Yeah. But then, so seeing Talon get in, now I'm like, oh, like, I've seen tons of fights from this gym. Yeah. Now their head coach is being, let me get in here, guys. And I'm like, oh, that's the ultimate respect for his team, for his gym, because his gym's name is on the back of all these fighters, but now he is getting in the door. And so that's where like it adds levels to like this entire game, and it just makes it so much fun. Yep.
Yeah. It's tough seeing that because like a lot of my students, because I'm 41, a lot of my students 42. Are because we look a lot younger, especially from our generation. But especially there's like another guy that shows up every now and then, he's 44, and it's like a stark contrast to you're like, oh, okay, because he gave me the like you're 40.
Dude, I have my boss at my day job is 60. You would think this dude's 43.
Yeah, I love that. That's fucking awesome.
I swear to God, like when people find out, and you're like, and I know, like I've worked for the guy for 20 years, like I know, but like when you look at him and he He doesn't smoke. He doesn't drink. He's a tequila connoisseur.
Okay.
Like when I'm at places, if I haven't had this tequila with him, I'll send him a text or a picture, and he'll tell me.
Yeah.
He literally knows the distillery, who made it, and that's this man's only vice is tequila.
Okay.
And he golfs all the time. He's an active dude, and all that. You would not look at this guy. If you're ever at one of my venues, and I'm like, oh, that's him, you'd be like, you're telling me that dude's 60?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my students always ask, like, why don't you still fight? And I'm like, I'm fucking 41. Like, what? Oh, and there's no real, like, there's no age on it, specifically. But
there's an age on my body.
That's what I'm getting at. And so I was talking about this with Mike, Coach Brian Jones, and he just did jiu-jitsu again the other day. He hasn't been on the jiu side for a while. He's purple belt. And he's just like, my body just doesn't move the same way as it used to. And he had a really bad knee surgery and stuff. But and I was like, same. I was like, remember when we used to do these crazy hard fucking workouts? I was like, I can't do that anymore. My lower back won't fucking be gone because I already have back
Tomorrow
problems.
will suck for me if I do that now.
Exactly. Or even just if I do that and then I have another tough day the next day, now my body's so depleted and worn out in these muscles, if I try to force it again the third day, something goes.
Yeah.
It's like the bend don't break. And being honest with yourself as a fighter, as a coach, all these things, it sucks watching your body. It doesn't always suck, but like watching your body kind of age out while you watch your knowledge and strengths and skill level get better. It's like, fuck.
I literally recently I had that in May. My last jiu-jitsu tournament I had done was 10 years ago, and me and a buddy jumped a car. We went up and did one in Canada, and it was awesome. It was awesome experience. I had taken gold, and we're driving back, and when you get to the thing and they say, do you have anything you want to clear? I looked at my friend, and he goes, he goes, don't do this. And I literally looked at the guy and I said, I want to declare some Canadian gold. And the guy goes, what do you mean? And I go, and I held up my medal. And my buddy's like, Jesus, fuck. Stupid. And the guy's like, what? Just have a nice day.
Yeah.
Stupid. It's fun. Stupid.
But it's funny. Yeah.
So that was the last one I had done.
That was some shit I would do. That's why I think that's why I was like, stupid. I was doing some
But then, now doing it, I realized my kid was 2 when that happened. She didn't get to come. And like I said, she's been to jiu-jitsu with me, and we'll roll in the messes. So I was like, while what you just said, while my body can handle a training camp, I want to do one where she can see I got to watch my weight. I got to hit the gym harder. I got to do these things. So I did. I found one like that wasn't one where if win or lose, I don't care, but I also don't want to embarrass myself.
Right.
So I'm not doing Proving Grounds. I'm not doing Revolution. I have done all those, but I'm not doing them.
Yeah.
So I found this one that was up in Everett. And so I go and I run into Joe. I run into Matt Coble from Livewire MMA. Like all these people I know. Mm-hmm. Didn't dawn on me, oh fuck, I'm gonna run into a bunch of people I know. So that kind of got to me. So then doing the match, and I was dumb enough, did my division, but then I also signed up for Absolute. Okay. I'm dumb. Mm-hmm. There's a dude there, one of the biggest dudes I've ever seen, quick too. And I'm going, he's not in my kid being there, not being part of it, she's run into the board to see where people are. And so then when they're calling Absolute, she goes, Dad, what? She goes, think you're going against the big guy. Seriously?
Hey, fuck.
She goes, well, his name's next to your name, and you're on this mat. Now, my brain for my daughter, for any females out there, point blank, period, every one of them should take self-defense, period. I think jiu-jitsu, because a guy who may want to do something to you isn't going to do something from a difference,
right,
or a distance.
She's not going to attack you with their hands. Like they're not going to strike with you.
So jiu-jitsu, if they do pull you down, good luck. Like there's
100% agree with
that. One of my favorite girls to roll with, her name's Casey. I think she moved to Florida now, and she's slick with her shit, but then she'll also like be talking shit while doing it to you, and like that type of stuff's fun. But to that aspect, I can't now look at this dude who weighed 367. I weighed 194. I can't now tell my daughter, oh, he's too big, I don't want to, because then that eliminates everything I'm trying to teach her.
Yep.
So I literally go,
all right.
Okay, fuck it. She goes, fuck it. Boom.
It's going to be a tough day, but oh well.
So he had like a good low sumo stance, and how am I going to fuck? So I tried I have a very nasty flying guillotine. Thankfully, still the body lets me do it, but I can only do it once. Mm-hmm. And I do a thing where when I get it, everyone who tries to come this way, I can catch that leg, and now you're half guard. This shit's over. Mm-hmm. I did not take into account how big this gentleman was, and we'll get, or how fast he was, and this will come into play later. I snatch it on him. When we go down, this dude legit uses his shoulder on my body to cartwheel over, and I miss his leg. As soon as I miss his leg, I'm fucked. This is over. He gets me. Cool. Mm. And I'll find his name in a minute. I forget it in this moment. Match is over. Him and his coaches, they come to me and they're like, "Hey man, thanks for bringing me a fight." I was like, "What fucking bringing you a fight? When you handing me ass?" He's like, "No, like
everyone quits."
Everyone else was like, waiting for them. Like I was the only guy that came at him, right?
Okay, yeah.
I was like, "Oh yeah, man, my brain's just going. That's what you said. Yeah, like yeah." But also, I'm like, as soon as he turns around, I'm like, "Fuck." So that was on Saturday. Sunday, body feels like a hit by a truck. You know, you've been in competition just because it does. That's fine. Monday, what? Tuesday, I'm sitting on the toilet doing something, and I go to get up, and the worst pain I've ever had. Like I fall over. So I go see my doctor. We get X-rays, and I had a fractured rib, and the cartilage in between shattered.
Oh, the cartilage is worse than the rib.
So, in between this time, that competition was called AVA. They're making a big deal about this guy being there. So, what the fuck? So then I look at it. Zach. This gentleman is Danny Shelton, who is a 2-time Super Bowl champ defensive end with the Kansas City Chiefs.
I recognize the name.
The year before. I didn't know this at the time. So yeah, you're goddamn right. He was fast as fuck. Yeah. You goddamn right. I got hit by a truck.
Professional D lineman.
So
in a jits competition.
Did I lose? I lost, and I'm fine with losing. But you know what I get to say? I stood on a mat with a 2-time Super Bowl champ, and when this dude murdered me, he then shook my hand for bringing him a fight. That's a win in my book.
Yeah.
But so my doctor gets X-rays. I'll say, Robbie, I need you to know, we see this type of damage to people in car accidents or people who grapple with Super Bowl champions. What are you doing? You're 40 years old. And I was like, yeah, but she's like, there's no buts. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, all doctors would say that shit.
So that's the thing of what you were saying of my body can't do that anymore. Right. But I'm glad I did it that one time my daughter got to see. And then for me, in my division, I took second, which I'll take it second. That's fine. That's a win.
Yeah.
Being dumb enough here to sign up for Absolute. Now I get to say, I got my ass handed to me by a Super Bowl champion.
Yeah, better story even.
Why
everything.
not? Let's go.
Yeah.
But like that shit will never happen again. So
but you did it. You survived it. You got the story.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, the experience, just in itself, I think is worth it. You know, the pain. It's just another level of adversity, but that's a high level of adversity. Like people that don't know. A broken rib, it stays like where it's at because of the cartilage. You rip that cartilage, now your entire body's flexing around the same. So same with my lower back. I blew out my L7 or L5S1, and it was pretty bad. I was doing deadlifts and basically like a puddle of goo from having to lay in the bed for so long. This is Valentine's Day 2018, so a few years ago, and it took like 2 years before I could get back into the gym.
Yep.
And then about another 2.5, maybe 3 before I could actually like consistently stay healthy without blowing out their lower back. Now, knock on wood, it's been a while, but you still get these little tweaks and twinges.
But you also train differently, or you can feel where the level. Okay, I'm done for the day.
Yeah.
Because this is gonna go bad.
Well,
or
I throw my
gonna
kicks
be worse.
differently. I throw my kicks more flat-footed up, and I watch the video, and I'm like, God damn it! Like I know better, but if I invest a whole bunch into like throwing a lot of those kicks, eventually like it gets better, but I can't just do it right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like I can't, especially like going back to things you talk about, appreciating things as a coach. So like last night, I sparred. Our sparring is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturdays. Tuesday and Thursday is 7 o'clock. Saturday is like 10 in the morning. It's a little bit more loose. I teach fundamentals from 6 to 7. So I'm teaching everybody like, no, you got to step like this, like going around and doing like fine tuning corrections. And then we go straight into sparring. I'm not super young anymore. I can just jump right into stuff. And a lot of these guys are half my age. So some of them
and they're already
really athletic. They've warmed up. They've been there either warming up or they did the entire class. And so now we always say like the first 3 rounds are like our warm-up rounds, going a little lighter. So I got about 15 to 20 minutes to get fully ready to go as an older guy in a sport. And so like I really rely heavily on my skill, my defense, things like this. So, and I don't try to overly invest or try to go too much too fast. Let myself roll into it. Especially if I know I'm going against somebody that's like a tough dude, like it's gonna be a tough round. I'm gonna kind of like self-preserve and endure versus trying to go too hard and just like I'm just gonna eat the damage the way I would when I was younger. And referring back to that, the dude that you got fucking smashed by. So Crew Jones Jr., Brian Jones Jr. is like 5 or 6 time North American Muay Thai champion, bunch of shit. I know it's got like 7 titles. I think it's like something like that. Anyway, used to fly to Vegas. Gina Carando.
One of the best to do it, yeah.
Gina Carando was on the undercard for him when he used to fly to Vegas. So, yeah.
Oh, that's why I'm like, if you don't know his name, find his name. Like, yeah.
And so this is the person that I'm learning how to spar against. And so I'm taking a lot of damage as a beginner. But he, like, you're going to fight or you're going to quit. And he bred me to be a fighter.
Yeah.
And so going through that, like it'll break you or it'll sharpen you. And a lot of times, as long as you don't quit, what you feel like has kind of broken you is just a hurt that you're gonna get over. And so,
the bonus also of when you get the guy who's, it's second or third class and he thinks he knows everything, and you got to humble him up real quick. And no ego, you're just like, calm down, son. Calm down. But then the flip side of that, when, it's someone you've blood, sweat, and tears this through, and it's the 50-50, 80-80 rule, like, like I said, you and I put mouthpieces in.
Yeah.
We're gonna tap, but there may come a time when you catch me with like a 50%er. That's you respectfully telling me, hey, let's go a little harder. Let's go a little faster.
Right.
So I'm gonna do it back. We both know we're not taking it to 100. If it got to 100, this shit is heated and it's out of control.
But we've also worked up to 100 with that comfortability. We've given each other permission.
Yeah, that
nonverbal.
When you're in a gym, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, when you're in a gym and you have those people, it adds a level of funness to it. Because then like, oh, fuck, you got me.
Yep.
So now I have to get you. Now it's my job. I have to get you.
Yeah, that
and you know that. Like that,
yeah.
That's why I threw that. I want you to come get me, bitch. Let's go. But then you're not doing that with this guy. What's his name again? Dave. Okay, I'm sparring with Dave. Okay, hey, what's up, Dave?
Yeah.
We're only going 10%. And if Dave happens to catch you with an 80, you're like, in your brain, you're like, we ain't cool, Dave. Like, good shot getting me, but I also wasn't trying because you're new. I know you saw Zach fucking throw the head kick and he got me.
Right.
You throw one head kick, I put you on your ass. Someday we might get there, Dave. Keep showing up, we'll be there. But I find, how many friendships, deep friendships, do you have from your gym?
Almost all of them.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Like there's...
So, like, I don't have friendships. I have the gym. I mean, I have my old school friends that, like ride or die.
And like the newer ones, but like there is just something to that aspect of when you've been in there and, I've had my shoulder dislocated and someone's had to put it back in. Unfortunately, accidentally, there was an old training partner of mine. Like, things happen and we tore his ACL. He didn't hate me, but like shit happens.
Right.
But then there's also, the moment someone's going in a training camp and you're there for them at 5 a.m. and you're running with them and, you're dieting, I'm dieting this week. And we go, we see this cook. You go to the fight and they lose. Like it's disheartening, but you still, as the group, you all went through this together.
Yeah.
There's no, I did this myself. It's no, he lost. Fuck, we all lost, and it sucks. But we did this together.
I always say it takes a village.
Yeah, and that's the added aspect of why I think any combat sport, martial art adds the also added funness to it. Or boxing, like same. Like you have the people you'll get close to that you can step up, or class is over and everyone's leaving, but like you and me are still here. Hey, Zach, you want to go one more?
Yeah.
Fuck, let's go one more. As you and me, like, I don't think I can kick your ass, but I think I can kick your ass. And, bitch, kick my ass. Let's go.
I love that because we'll always call for like for spar, and I'm like, oh, like dependent. Like Juan usually runs the sparring, but he's on swing shift now, so it's gonna be us filling in. But we're like, one more. All right, we're gonna go 2 more now because come and just extend it out a little bit more, and they don't have to go. But like if we're gonna go one more, and they don't have to go spar at all. But I think I like what you said about like when you take a heavy one and you're like, all right, it's. You're overcoming the fact that yes, you're getting hit, but you're also acknowledged like I'm okay still.
Yeah, 100%.
And I'm okay with you hitting me like that, and now I get my chance to hit you back, and you're okay with that. So it's like a weird, rare camaraderie that you develop through this adversity.
Yeah.
And I think the people that are, it's like the being comfortable or be comfortable being uncomfortable kind of thing.
100%.
And a lot of people it means kind of human nature to seek out comfort. We want to softer bed, or we want a fucking comfortable spot to sit. Like, I don't want to be freezing. I want to be warm. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're creatures of comfort, but to specifically seek out discomfort and at the most primal level, like I'm gonna go find out how to get beat up and beat people up at the same time. And kind of something that I've been toying with is like I had a couple tough rounds like week and a half ago, and it was through by Juan, and he's like, it's like the Shark Tank round. Like, you're not gonna do great here. You're gonna survive this though. Yeah. And it's like all right. It was like, all right, I need to get better in these avenues. As a coach, you always have to get better. Like you're never done learning. You're always a student. But that level of adversity, it's like sometimes you just got to take a tough round and go through it and grow through it.
Sometimes get your ass kicked.
Yeah, and it's okay, and it's to anybody out there that listens, it's not always about like the good rounds. Like, oh crap, I got beat up. Like, well, what did you just prove though? Like that you can get beat up and still go. Yeah. Like it's not that bad. Like you got a little blood on your nose. Who cares? You're gonna be okay. It's your mindset and your heart. Like that's what's gonna keep you coming, keep you wanting to get better. It's gonna put you back in that fight when you're like, man, fuck this. I'm not fucking gonna. So yeah.
That goes back to what we were saying earlier, because then once you do that, you can then apply it to anything. Like we were saying, your boss called you and you got to go in this meeting tomorrow. Like, okay, cool. Are you going to verbally get beat up? And
I've been chewed out before.
You know what I mean? Like, guess what's going to happen when it's over? You're going to get up and walk away. Unless, you get fired because you fucked up. We're talking different scenarios. But that's where, like, put yourself in these situations. Or, like, when you go, even if you don't want to go to a combat gym and do all this, you can do this shit at the gym. Mm-hmm. Like you're lifting and you have your sets. Like do the thing where put a little more weight on. Yeah. So you can keep going. You can get through whatever this is, because then when life throws some other shit at you, like again, not the same levels, I understand, but you've shown yourself you can get through stuff. Yeah. So just apply that same mentality here and get through it. Like I had done my radio show, podcast, running my mouth, just doing stuff. And so then when I talked to Joe, and I'm going to go commentate for this thing called Koga, and on my drive up there, I cannot remember, I'd have to ask Joe who it was. On my drive up there, I get a text from Joe. Whoever was supposed to commentate with me had gotten a car accident. Not a bad car accident, but like their car was fucked up, so they weren't going to be there with me. Okay. So now, I don't know Joe. I don't know Koga fight. I know nothing except for I got a podcast where I run my mouth about fighting. I'm going to sit cage side and run my mouth about fighting. Me and my mouth. This might be the only time I get to do this. Yeah. And so I get a text from Joe going, oh, hey, just so you know, this dude fell out. You might have to do this by yourself. I'll sit in when I can. Mm-hmm. Again, that mentality in my brain was, I run my mouth anyway. What's the difference? Like, okay, this is going to suck. And again, I knew no one at all until I walked in and started shaking hands and stuff. And then I sat down and did the thing, and then now look where we are. But it's that mindset. I didn't panic. I didn't go, fuck. I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now, and make the best of the opportunity. Because again, I didn't know I was going to come back. I thought, okay, this will be a good thing to talk about on the podcast later. I got to go do this. Yeah, exactly. And so that's why I went and did it, and then clearly did a good enough job. I've been asked back numerous times. Yep. But that mentality of, I've been through way worse shit than sitting down with a microphone in front of me, talking about two dudes fighting, now by myself, and I got to carry this show live on TV, and I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I did do way worse than this. Like, let's just figure it out. And so I think putting yourself in, as you said, like in those uncomfortable, adverse moments, and it doesn't have to be, you and I just have that thing in us where I want it to be in a combat situation. It doesn't have to be. It can be anything. It can be an ice bath. It can be a sauna. And you know, today you did it for a half hour, and you took a day off, and then the next day you did it 45 minutes, or an ice bath. You did it for 30 seconds, and then you work your way up. Like, those things show you, you know, but keep it real. Maybe you are a little bitch and you can't do any of this. Well, then your life sucks. Sorry.
Yeah.
Or you're not trying hard enough.
Or just a miserable person.
Yeah, or you're not trying hard enough. But when you do little things, and it can be any little thing, you're showing yourself what you can do and what you can get through. So then when something big like Koga does happen, or something bad over here happens, like you can get through this. And I think that's been a big aspect. And it also is the getting older and learning shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's part of the experience of it, is like having to go through these things to get through to the point where you know you're going to be okay. Otherwise, it's just arrogance going through something. You're like, I'm going to be fine. I'm bulletproof. Like, no, you're not.
You know, I remember when started, I hated warm-ups.
Yeah. Most people do.
The shrimping and fucking bear crawling and
shrimp is a bitch.
I hated all, like it fucking sucked. Like, no, how about this? If you want to warm up before, like, let's get the technique, let's get the drill. If you want to be there beforehand, go to the gym before. When we show up, we should be doing that. Like, mentality was up. Now
some people do that too.
But now being older and my body,
I need the warm up.
Warm ups. Let's do some warm ups.
It's funny because I went to I was going to go to Thailand and train last year over the holidays, but I went to Amsterdam, Holland, and did it instead. Well, I did like a European tour. But when I get over there, I'm like, damn, fucking warm-up kind of smoked me. I was chubby and shit, and I'm like not really trained.
But also, that's a different level.
Well, yeah, but I mean, no, it's right where we were at.
Really?
It's basically the same thing.
Why has Muay Thai and kickboxing not taken off here? And like I'm like you, like I watched Glory, I watched K1, I watched Muay Thai fights.
I think it's because MMA is so prevalent so there's a couple things. So let's go deep on this. I love this. So I think MMA is so big, and that it's kind of got a chokehold on it, but not that because people don't want to see it, because it's such a smaller avenue. Now I'll tell you a couple things that people don't want to see in Muay Thai in America. It's the fucking music. People are like, how do you do? But again, you're a fan of the sport.
In that culture and that of it, like I don't mind when they come out. Like none of that bothers me.
Well, and now that ONE FC is on Prime,
Yep.
Amazon Prime, you can see more of that. But it's not like on Paramount where you're seeing fucking waves of this, and for the past 20 plus years, you know.
That's why, like you say, the MMA thing. But my brain's like, I remember when
K1,
but then also like
K1 was
the
huge.
UFC. It wasn't the UFC now, but it was out there. But like Glory Kickboxing was around but you had to go search it out. But that's my thing of, if you like boxing, like for me, I think boxing is the best. Most you want to test yourself as a human being, because it's you and I agree we're just going to stand here and punch each other, nothing
in
else.
The head,
the head, the body, but that's all we're doing. Is punching each other, like that.
That's tough,
right?
I think that's the most. I think for combat sports, that's the best to get a pure measured science
100%.
Out of it. Yeah,
but
it's like the sweet science.
But now we're gonna kickboxing. Okay, same rules except for I can add my feet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now Muay Thai, same rules except for elbows, knees, and I can hold you, and the ref doesn't stop from holding. And then you go MMA, all that stuff. But that's my point of, since we were little and boxing was fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
So how the fuck did kickboxing and Muay Thai also not blow the fuck up?
I think I got a few theories. I think it's a lot.
This is your area. This is why.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of factors. So Dana White talks about the pants era of kickboxing in the 80s, which was big, but not big like football, not big like basketball, the way that UFC is now. So you got your, football, basketball, baseball, hockey, UFC, and when I say UFC, not as a sport, as a brand, because you don't see the other MMA shows on there. That you have UFC Fight Pass, so they have their brands.
I hate when people say that, and I'm sure you've heard it, like, oh, you commentate that UFC stuff. No,
MMA.
MMA.
Right.
Yeah.
And now, so I think it's widely acknowledged that Muay Thai is probably the best standard for MMA to include elbows, knees, kicks, and punches.
What do you mean standard?
As the fact that it's all encompassed. So it's not just
Okay.
boxing.
Okay, yes.
Like I can kick you as well.
Yes.
I can knee you as well. I can
hold
elbow
you
you.
and- yeah.
All of these things are encompassed in the sport of Muay Thai. So kickboxing, can't elbow, can't knee. I mean, you can knee a little bit.
You
Can't
can't
elbow.
grab, you can't hold.
Yeah, can't grab, can't clinch. You can in Muay Thai.
100%.
So it's I think for a stand-up striking sport, it's the most adaptable to add into something. Now you have the ground game, you have wrestling, you have jiu-jitsu and everything else, There's fucking capoeira if you want, you know what I mean? Dance fight. But again, what are the two that are best blended? Now I really like boxers that blend wrestling in for MMA because of the stance specifically. But again, you're going to need to throw a kick here and there. So, but getting back to why did it not blow up? I think that K1 was so big, but it's so much based on respect throughout the world, like the Muay Thai, kickboxing and stuff, and there are some dirty stuff. But again, you look at MMA in America, it's who could win in a fight? Like who, you know what I mean? Like, yo, bro, like, oh, I'll knock you out. I'm like, yeah, but I'll wrestle you. You know what I mean? Like, I think the argument really sold it here in America. And because we're so brand-based, UFC took it, because it's not MMA necessarily, it's the brand of UFC.
Yeah,
it's the Budweiser, it's the Hershey's bar.
It's the NFL.
It's the NFL,
Yeah,
it's the brand. And they don't have a brand here in America selling just the stand-up. Now, here's my other side. How many people were pissed off they watched that BMF belt because they just wrestled each other, right? So the one just recently.
No,
so,
I get that same thing happened in the Isaac Butler Case and Hammer fight. Like,
well, no, there was some good striking. I saw Case
but
throw
my
some
thing
good
is like
elbows and stuff, but
my argument. You'll understand to the
Yeah.
people that don't know. You understand. The guy on the bottom, it's his job to get out, and the guy on the top's not letting him.
yeah,
like
it's still competitive just
still
because you
competitive.
don't understand it.
But like you also like Charles Oliveira, you don't want to go to the ground with him. However, Max was getting out of shit. He was defending shit.
Right.
He was showing the high level shit. So like you and I, like
We
it wasn't
understand.
boring.
Yeah,
I saw what
yeah,
was
yeah.
going on. I knew what this was gonna happen. Like before you guys fucking tuned in, I knew this was how this was gonna go. Because
Right.
respect and love to Charles, if he stands with Max, he ends up being like Justin Gaethje.
Right.
There's that chance. He doesn't want to take that chance, so he's nullifying that game.
Right.
That's why it's MMA.
Exactly. And so there's much more. So no, let's dial this back for a second. Even a lot of my students, they're like, man, it's fucking boring. I want to see him stand and fight. You want to see the stand-up. You want to see the striking. And that's what people find more exciting unless you're in the sport typically.
Right.
Or understand. You don't have to train jiu-jitsu, but understand it. It's, but now you eliminate the ground game and you have just these striking. Like, that's popular, but there's no chance that they could get taken down on a shitty kick.
But there's no chance they can get taken down in boxing, and yet boxing blows up.
Yeah, but I think that it's, honestly, I still don't think it's as big. Like, it's not as, the big fights are huge and they're huge money makers because they always have been, especially the way that Vegas promotes it and stuff like that. A lot of fucking money comes in from old boxing heads. But if you look at people our age group and down, they'll buy those because it's on and because it's old school standard.
But the newer guys aren't.
But look at the standard. Like, how many boxing gyms do you see?
That's
how
right.
many people you
That's
see
right.
like die hard boxing? Like, it's the generation is dying, and it's not because boxing's not good. What's their brand?
The action packed of the UFC and the MMA. But I guess that's
Now
also
they got
why,
Zuffa boxing.
I watch Zuffa boxing.
That's gonna.
It's fun to watch.
I feel like if they go harder, it could go up. Now, Dana White specifically has said he's not a fan of kickboxing because of the pants era. And, like, I don't know if he's since changed that, but I've heard him say these things. And then the purist MMA approach of, well, yeah, that was a good kick, but you can't kick me like that because I would take you down. If you would to
maybe.
But again, like, there's the question comes up.
Fair.
So I think that it's always MMA's, because of the fact that it eliminates a lot of that, like, well, I can't tackle you. I can't ground. What if I'm just the toughest dude on top of you, and I'm like, I've never trained, but I'm that dude that sees red.
For me, I guess for like even before I started training, like I'm a fight nerd and I watched all of it. I still do. Like I watch karate combat.
Yeah.
Like I watch
anything.
I watch anything just because it's fun just to watch. Like I go, you know, like when I'm at Koga, like I'm the voice Koga. Like I'm all these things. I'm still just a fan of fighting. It's like when we made the announcement that we're going to start adding kickboxing and Muay Thai.
I love that.
My brain went, what? Hold on. Wait.
Yes.
And I asked her, I said, just real quick, what are we, so we're doing separate cards with this? Like, what did we, and he was like, no, we're going to have, you know, like potentially 7 MMA fights and 3 of them. And I was like,
I love that.
At the same play.
Mixed card, yeah.
So you're telling me I'm going to get to be sitting cage side and like, here's a Muay Thai fight in front of me. That's what happened when I went to commentate for Ed Herman's. They had kickboxing, MMA, and jiu-jitsu, and a tag team. I'd never heard of tag team jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
They had a tag team jiu-jitsu thing. All same event, same things. As this fight is this now, and this fight is this now. So with Joe, I wasn't sure. Are we doing a split off and we're just doing kick, which I'm still in for. Like I'm in for, or what are we doing? And someone's like, no, we're doing. I was like, oh, like here we go.
Yeah.
Like this is what I want, because then you have the guys of maybe I don't want to do jiu-jitsu. I just want to. But then for fan wise, who want the action and the knockouts, like that, this is gonna give you that.
Yeah, well, it's so high paced, and it's the fact that you like. There's rarely a boring kickboxing fight. So like, there's usually plenty of action, whether or not there's people getting actually knocked out, which will happen, especially in the local scene. And for people that don't know, the local scene's dope because you see people that aren't at the highest level that are super cautious. There's people that are willing to throw that caution to the wind. And amateur and some lower end pro, people still make big mistakes, and you can get caught in big mistakes.
It only takes one.
It only takes one. And again, like, so dialing it back to MMA versus kickboxing or just boxing, when you take away a certain element like the ground, you can make more mistakes because, like, if you're an MMA guy and you're from Muay Thai guy and you don't have to worry about being taken down, now I can really play on that back foot. I can move backwards. I can do these things. In MMA, I better watch out for that fucking takedown.
Yeah.
You know, so like it's a stark contrast because, and now you're taking me, if I'm a strict Muay Thai guy and trying to do MMA, now I'm in a stance that I'm maybe not as good in. So maybe my hands come down. Right. Or I can't invest in my powerful kick that would send them off. I gotta shortchange it, and maybe they're better at people shortchange. So a lot more ifs.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I think people really want to see that what if. But again, like you said, for the Koga ones, like come into an amateur or even a pro Muay Thai or kickboxing, you'll see high level action. People are gonna be banging away.
That's one thing I like when we get the 0-0 versus 0-0. And you see like they don't, like they're comfortable, but they don't know what they're doing. And the jab isn't sharp; it's just wild. And, but then to then see, and there's a list of fighters that I can name that I saw their 0-0 fights to see where they are now. Like I know one of my boys, Caleb Wheeler's had a couple rough fights, but I remember his first fight, and it was him and one of the Chavez brothers, and it was zero fucks given. Both these dudes biting down on a mouthpiece and just going, and Caleb got the win. And then his next fight, he was riding that. Oh, I can Chuck Liddell this thing.
Yeah.
And it didn't work. And then now I've seen him, he'll get the punch and then he'll settle back in, or he'll get the punch and then he'll back up because like now he's adapted to that. And so that's one of the things I very much like about this sport is seeing these guys go from just spider monkeys going at each other to now settle it in and picking their shots, or how you said like, ooh, I know this dude has knockout power. I'm taking him down.
Yeah.
Like that's, I like that. Or when we get some of these big ass heavyweights and then they hit the ground and then you see them throwing up a triangle out of nowhere. It's like, wait, you're too big to be throwing that triangle, but you're doing it.
It's just smooth. Yeah. There's so many levels to, and this again, I am a fan of MMA. I don't follow it like on the professional level, like the UFC level not as closely. I'm not like watching the rankings, like who's fighting who.
Oh,
I'm not like,
I
I'm
fell
not
off
super
from
big
that.
on that.
You know what? What did that for me was, it just became too much.
It is. When the roster changes so much.
Well, the roster changes, but also like, I'll be at work and I got buddies at work like that are UFC fans, and then it'll be a Saturday, and then in the office someone will have a laptop up and I'm like, wait, there's a fight night tonight? What the fuck? Like, it went from an event, like, I'm not past the bar room day, but it was Forrest Griffin, Chuck Liddell. Like, it went from an event of the pay-per-view, and you knew it was coming, pay-per-view and all days, the big ones, to now it's, there's another one. Who's on
every every week, every 2 weeks?
It's too much. So like, that's why, like,
saturated.
I don't keep up with it, because like it's too much. Like, I'll get highlights, or like, for me, if I like this fighter, win or lose, I like this fighter. Like, I will never not love Donald Cerrone. I don't care if he wins, loses. I've been a Donald fan since the WC days.
He's a wild man.
And I don't care if he could be the opening fight on the prelims I'm going to watch. He could be hell I'm going to watch. So, like, there's fighters I'll watch, but I don't have the time to watch. You're a
fighter fan at some, but maybe not like a fight of the entire revolving MMA rankings.
And if enough social media is going, oh my God, you got to see the fifth fight on the card was okay, then I'll go back and watch it. Yeah. But I remember a time when it was like, every 3 months there was one, and you goddamn right, I was watching from the prelims to the end.
Well, people are having UFC parties and shit. Like, that's how we always do. It's like, everybody's going to homie's house. We're gonna pitch in. We're gonna fucking get the UFC, get a bunch of beers. Now it's
every week that it's in. It's just
like you wouldn't be able to have an event. I like that. It was an event. It was an event. Even if you weren't like at the event, it was an event. Have people over, watch, like McGregor Diaz. Like, those kind of fucking, and I think that was kind of where, and yes, it was really, there was a lot of UFC at that point, but like, that's when things like really started. You see, in my opinion, could be wrong on the timelines, but like, now you got, instead of like one a month, or like one every 7, or 2 every 7 weeks, now it's one every other weekend, and I can't fucking keep track of that.
There's a fight night at the Apex, and then there's also Dana White Contender Series.
Exactly, and tough, and exactly. Too much.
And it's to that aspect, like, God, I can't remember how long ago. Last year, we did 3 Koga events in 6 weeks, and legit, we had this one and we had this one, and it went.
Was that last fall?
I think so.
Yeah, because there was one. It was like Malik fought on one and JoJo fought on one like right before that.
I think so. Yeah. It was like, and I might get this wrong, but it was like Tulalip and then Tulalip, or Clearwater, but then literally like in the middle, fucking the one way up north, they'd called and they had this date, and so Joe was like, "Fuck it, let's go," and then he called his team. And, hey guys, we're doing this. We were like, what? Okay. And in the moment, in the time, it was like, oh, let's go. And then after the first one and the second was like, fuck. In 2 weeks, we're back doing it again. Yeah. And when it was over, it was like, fuck, look what we just did. But then there also came the fucking downside of, I don't want to think about or do this for another couple months, because that was epic. I'm glad we did it. Like, no shade on that. It was epic. And I had got Joe a really nice bottle of tequila and had custom dog tags made that said,
"Oh, cool,
Koga," and then the 3 events and dates, because it's a fucking epic thing to do. Especially, we're not the UFC. We don't got the UFC money. We don't got the fighters. We don't got the budget. Like, but to do it, and we the countdown shows, like, to do everything we did in that quick a time, that will never be done again. And so to do that, but I don't want to do that again, because it was so back to back to back that I don't. And luckily, the last one we had done was in February, so we didn't come back until the end of May, and so that's like what I think of the UFC now is, no, like, coaches get burned out, fighters get burned out, and then, like, imagine like you're on a team and you're fighting this Saturday, but then this guy's fighting this Saturday.
Oh, that's what,
it needed it, and they can't. I understand it, and they sold their money, and I get it, but it's also why diehards like me like have fallen off so much, because there's so much.
It's just very saturated.
And, especially here in the Pacific Northwest, we can't ask fans every weekend or every 2 weeks to come to a casino and watch a fight. Like, that's
especially over. I mean, I don't know what tickets. I mean, but it's like $80 to $100 or more per ticket,
or less. But now also there's some that take a ferry to,
right?
Or you got to drive 2 hours north. Like there's too much, so that's why
paying $70 for a ticket plus ferry ticket.
I like that ours are spaced out and now being part of it, and whether we're there at weigh-ins, we're there the pre-show.
The pre-show is awesome.
We got the UFC on the big screens, and it's you, me, Omar, Rhino, and we're just sitting there bullshitting, and then the fighters come walking in, and we're getting ready for the beating. Like that has now become a thing. And then the one before the last, we had it so fans could come in and watch the UFC fights with us until we kicked them out. Like seeing those things like that, it's making it an event, and it's so fun to be a part of it.
Well, it's bringing that event feel back to the MMA thing when we it'd be, again, back to the Chuck Liddell days. You fucking have them at, I don't know, Staples Center. If you have them somewhere in fucking Vegas or whatever, it's a big, I almost said Madison Square Garden, but they don't do MMA, or maybe now, but.
Now they do. They didn't then, but yeah.
But the whole fucking bullshit.
Union shit,
Yeah.
But to that aspect, like when we're in the Clearwater Casino and RJ's music hits, that whole arena starts chanting with them. Yeah. He comes out, the place gets loud as hell. And
that local scene always does well.
That's why. That's what I was going to say. But yet, then when we go to Tuleyup, you'll hear the teams and the coaches of that fighter. You'll hear them, but it is not the same as when we're in Clearwater. Like that place erupts. And so that's the other aspect of the feel. Like, when Conor McGregor comes out in an arena, whether you love him or hate him, that fucking arena is loud as shit.
The fan base is
And I feel even when we watch events, even that doesn't really happen anymore. There are still fans that, people get loud for, but like, I'm turning my TV down because they got so loud for Chuck Liddell. You know what I mean? Like that. That's
such a big spectacle. And they don't have like that spectacle person right now either that's like selling.
No stars anymore.
Yeah. And there are stars, but they're not like super mega stars. Like the McGregor thing that you brought up. Somebody that can go fight Mayweather in a boxing and make a shit ton of money. Again, maybe not. That's not best fighter of best fighter. That's the show.
That's
an event.
Show and selling the show and the mouthpiece. But to your aspect of that, there also was a very heavy what if in that. Can you imagine? And let's be honest, that ref fucked up. Yeah. And like Conor even said it after, let me go down, I'm a fighter. Let me go down on my shit. Like, what are you doing? Because like, can you imagine if he would have caught fucking Floyd and ended this?
Again,
like, oh my God.
That's that whole what if. That's like what, and that's the reverse of what we were talking about. It's like you're going from MMA. Can you go beat the arguably? I argue that he's not, but that he's one of the best.
So I will say that, like, Brian, I don't have to ask everyone. I'm going to ask you your all-time favorite MMA fighter.
All-time favorite.
Just name one. First one comes to mind. Just your guy. I don't care who it is. Just say it.
I'd probably Demetrius Johnson for sure.
Okay, so now my brain and my extensive knowledge and history with the sport, you said DJ. Oh, we can have a conversation now. I know.
He's my favorite of all time, but I do have other favorites. Like Forrest Griffin was probably because of 100%. The way that it launched it. And Silva's in there.
But here's the thing. You said DJ.
Yeah.
you know what you're talking about. I have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
When people go, oh, John Jones, because he's the best. Okay, now I gotta keep asking questions to see
how deep your knowledge
goes. And let's say you
yeah.
did just say John Jones. I know you well enough. We can have a conversation. Right. If I don't know you say John Jones, now I got to know, like, oh, why? Because you've seen John Jones fight. Like, give me reasons why. Yeah. You say DJ. Oh, this motherfucker knows MMA.
Well, also he's local.
Well, I know,
and that's a big part for me. Yeah,
yes, but like,
okay, but I have my reason. Yeah.
Like with me, Donald Cerrone.
Yeah.
Now, when I say who's the greatest to ever do it, I call it the Michael Jordan, Joe Montana rule. If you ask our parents, the greatest football player ever, they're going to say Joe Montana, Michael Jordan. Well, yeah, of course. Mm-hmm. Who else? Like, for me, greatest quarterback ever for me, Aaron Rodgers. Jordan, Montana, like they're already there. We already know what they are.
Yeah.
You know,
their careers aren't.
Muhammad Ali's already there. We know who he is. Like you can't say, if you're my mom, you would say Muhammad Ali, Mike Tyson. Like that makes sense. You're our age.
Yeah.
You can't say it. So like when I ask you, greatest to ever do MMA, who is it?
The greatest?
Just the greatest.
I still roll with Demetrius Johnson.
Okay, see?
Because of the long-term dominance.
But again,
But I have a legitimate reasoning behind, not because he's the best.
But I don't even need your reason. You say DJ. That's enough for me that, he knows what he's talking about. Like mine, GSP. Who are we kidding?
Yeah, exactly. And we can sit there and have these conversations, and that's a person that's like right on par.
But you could also, you could say Anderson Silva. Well, now I know I can have a conversation with you.
Yeah.
You say John Jones, I can say, you say fucking Sugar Sean. What? How old are you? Hold on. Or there's some of the guys when I interview him for Koga, and they haven't watched Chuck Liddell fights.
Yeah, Stonehands,
what I'm like,
Liddell,
I can talk to you on this level, but I can't. Whereas like you and me can be like, you remember the fucking Tito and Chuck rivalries? Like
my favorite was when fucking. Because didn't Rampage knock him out? Or take him to, and then right after that, Rashad Evans.
No, Rashad knocked out Chuck. Rashad took the belt.
Yeah.
Rashad knocked out Chuck, and then that's how he got his fight with Forrest to get the belt.
Okay.
Yeah.
But then I know, didn't Rampage knock him out too? Right when they went
right after
they left from Pride.
Because
that was one of my favorites was Pride.
Yeah.
Because
100%. There's dudes now. Dudes now that fight on Koga that don't know what Pride is.
This shit is
bothers the shit out of me.
Bruh, if you guys don't know who Pride is, Pride Fighting, it's like the Japanese-based organization where they're like, go ahead and do steroids.
Do all the steroids.
Do as much as you want. We want the Japanese game show. Uberim. Yeah.
The entrances for Petri, Fedor Emelianenko.
You could stand up and kick him.
That's what I'm saying is and no shade on any fighters doing it now, but we are in an era where they grew up seeing Conor and Sugar. And again, if you said Conor McGregor's your favorite, I'll give you that. I'll give you credit. If you said Conor McGregor's the best to ever do it, we got to have a conversation.
Right.
So those are the differences of when I'm talking to people.
Yeah.
That's how I know where a conversation between us can go.
Right.
Because now I know, like you say, DJ, I don't need your reasons.
Right.
I agree. I'm not arguing with DJ, but I'm going, okay. Now I know we have a whole playing field we can talk on.
Yep.
And, like I say, tell me one fight Donald Cerrone turned down at a weight class or a short notice. That's why Cerrone's my guy. But someone says Uriah Faber, same. Now we can have a conversation. Mm-hmm. You say Volkanovski. Now I know a level where we can talk at. Yeah. I'm not knocking you if that's your guy. That could be your guy. Cool. Yeah. Who's the best to ever do it? You say Volkanovski. Hold on. I got some YouTubes you can watch.
And that's kind of like the same, like Khabib. Everybody loved Khabib or whatever. I would not put him as the best of all time.
10. He's not in the top 10.
I mean, he makes, especially he was just dominant in what he did. And that's like, it takes me back to like the Ronda Rousey. Like, was she the best to ever do it? No, but she was a huge pioneer. She was a one-trick pony in my opinion. She had but she was so good at it that she was able to beat people with one trick where people had all of them and couldn't beat her.
Yes.
So again, you'd be so dominant in that regard that you could make an argument for her being the best.
I would put her in women's MMA. She's Michael Jordan rule.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't personally.
Who would you put?
I don't think there is one yet.
But okay, so let's say
up to this point.
But let's say I said Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
We can at least have a conversation. Let's say you said Amanda Nunes.
Okay.
I know we can now have a conversation.
Right. Same if I said like Cyborg or something like that.
Yeah, like if you said Rose.
Okay.
We can have a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't think she is, but
if
we can have this conversation.
We can have a conversation because now, okay, you know stuff. If you tell me Rose is your favorite fighter, Rousey or Amanda, Michael Jordan rule.
Right.
Okay, we can have a conversation. Who's your favorite fighter? Like, hey, who's the best to ever do it? Mm-hmm. Rose. Okay. Who's your favorite fighter? Rose. Right. I now see where we're playing. Or if I can't. You said if Holly Holm came out of your mouth, I don't want to have a conversation with you.
Yeah. Well, I did like how Holly Holm head kicked her though. I was like, that was a fucking oof.
But
that head kick was like
mean. I think we now in MMA we don't have those, and then there are the ones that the UFC tried to push too hard. Like, no shade on Sugar, love Sugar. The UFC tried too hard. They tried and they're trying with Patty. My thing with Patty, there's a reason he's Patty the Batty. That dude's fucking great, and one day he will get there. And everyone thought the Justin fight was going to go a certain way, and it didn't. And I love Paddy's outlook on the end is like, no, like I lost. It was his day. You do it. I'll be there someday. And Paddy's back in the gym because that's who he is. So that's, in a year, 2, 3, 4 years, we may be saying Paddy is one of the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
I don't need the UFC pushing him down my face because we know we know who Anderson Silva is because of the UFC. But at the time when it was just, who's Anderson Silva? And then we went and looked at the random Brazil fights this dude was in.
Yeah.
Or when Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner are coming through the house. Ed Herman coming through the house. Or with me, I remember stumbling on the WEC and Frank Mears commentating and Uriah Faber and Dominic Cruz and Donald Cerrone
the small
Ben
guys,
Henderson, Showtime Petty. Like, they're all here. Well, then now when they come to the UFC, I'm going, oh, young motherfuckers weren't watching Root Sports
they just opened up the fucking weight classes.
Like, I know who these guys are. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
so that's where...
Before UFC would put money into those weight classes. They're like, no, those are small guys. I'm not interested. Right there shows what are we selling. So, and here's kind of, I like what you're saying is back in the day, the fights sold themselves. You didn't need to be sold on why this is a good fight. The fights were like, I want to watch that. We're going to fucking make this happen.
To me, the greatest business decision in MMA was when whatever flipped in Chael Sonnen's head and he went into business for himself.
I fucking love Chael Sonnen. I hated him at first.
This is my thing. Like, Chael Sonnen, for me, is up there with Don Cerrone. Neither of those guys held UFC belts, but you're going to tell me they weren't the best?
Bro, I will listen to fucking Chael Sonnen interviews till
that's my thing. But there was a time, like I remember watching Chael fought Roy Nelson on a Bodog fight on a beach. Like I remember seeing that. Well, then when he's in the UFC, and I like Chael, and then all of a sudden the switch flips in. He beats up Nate Marquardt and Anderson Silva. You absolutely, you're going, whoa, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden he's giving it, and you're like, let's go,
you're like,
boy.
Oh my God.
That's the thing is,
when he
the
fought
UFC
Silva,
didn't tell me I needed.
Right.
Well, look at Chael Sonnen said I needed this fight. Let's go. And then Conor McGregor followed that. And
exactly.
We don't have guys that do that, or you can tell the guys that do that are because someone in the UFC was like, hey, send this tweet out. Hey, do that.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened a little bit.
Somebody's pushing the showmanship.
I'm sitting here just BSing with you. And, people can ask me for text, tweets, all this. Like, I didn't tell Eddie Blackburn I was going to be here today.
Yeah.
He knew we were doing a show at some point because, like, we all talk. He didn't know it was going to be today. He happened to call me because if you look on social media, like today or a couple days ago, he's been, promoting this, trying to do this. And apparently, as he said, he got another turn down and blocked. So he happened to call me today. So Joe would be Dana White, but you have a manager out here trying to make some noise of stir fights. So now, Joe, Koga, me, I don't have to try to get you to watch a fight.
Right.
And I can tell you why you need to because, all right, let me tell you. Okay, Ed Herman Eddie Blackburn started this company. He did that. I can tell you what. I had nothing to do with it. I'm just going to narrate it for you.
Yeah.
I don't tell you why. And I think that's what's missing in the UFC is the UFC is telling us why. Where it's no.
Yep.
Let these
it's being sold versus them showing up to buy.
With John Jones and Cormier, I thought they were going to kill each other before we got to the ring.
Yeah.
And none of that, you could tell, that was not fake. It was not staged. It was not publicity.
Oh, no.
And then John fucking
I beat your ass up after I fucking did cocaine all weekend.
Right? that's why that's the
dirtbag aspect that people are like, I want to fucking watch that dude. It's not like he's a dirtbag. I mean, maybe, but it's like that's enticing because you're like, I could be drunk also. Look at Big Roy Nelson. Fucking, you know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
There's appeal to the common man. So like this is why I think that like boxing was so coveted, but it wasn't an every man's sport the way that MMA kind of has become. Because there's MMA gyms, there's jiu-jitsu, there's fucking people, like
I think I will say once in the 80s.
Once in even back in the 60s and
like
stuff.
Before MMA came along, boxing was the
huge
collar sport.
Exactly.
Yes. Okay.
And so, but you think about like our fathers, our grandfathers.
Yeah.
They had to support the family. Most of them knew that they couldn't support their family and be a full-time boxer because of the commitment that it took. And so that was coveted. When you see fucking, Tyson versus Buster Douglas or Tyson Holyfield, everybody's going to fucking watch that because you don't need to be sold on that. It's the Mike Tyson created this person or is this person, and this Holyfield guy is like could be the guy to stop this person.
Dude, I remember my like being little and like same thing we did with UFCs. Our parents would do with boxing pay-per-views, and they'd have their friends over.
They have a party,
and
yeah.
Those Tyson would knock dudes out in like 30
People
seconds.
would be
pissed that they spent this money, and we had that same thing with Ronda. Like she was in chicks in the first round with an armbar. And People are pissed, whereas we're like, no, that's what was going to happen.
Total dominance.
Guys. Like, what are you talking about? Like
you don't like supreme dominance?
Yeah,
okay.
Sorry, then what are you doing? Yeah. Same. And so that's what getting it back to. I think that's what the UFC is lacking right now is they're forcing it too hard. And it's the same thing, Ryan and we talk about wrestling. We all know, first off, people say it's fake, fuck off. They're still athletes. They're still
high
doing
level
shit.
athletes.
We're not,
they do that shit like 300 days a year.
And they're also fucking jumping off a 20-foot ladder to the ground. I mean. Like, that's their athletes.
They're doing that 300 days a year.
But the story is written out. But there are times, like they just had 2 Mondays ago, Big Bronson Reed was supposed to win this match. During the match, you can slow it down and watch. He fucking tears his bicep off. And he's supposed to be at their pay-per-view. Mid-match, the ref has to call an audible. Now this guy wins, and we got to figure this out later, right? The UFC is trying to do that too much. And they're trying to manufacture, whereas like, okay, either no, it should be... I also think the rankings are weird. If I'm number 10 and I'm going against number 5 and I beat number 5, I'm not now number 8. Yeah. I'm number 5.
Yeah.
Like that's how this goes. Like it's not his fault he didn't get to fight 9, 8, 7 all the way up. These dudes were booked, hurt, injured. You put him against number 5. He's now number 5.
It's too much of a system, not like true rankings, true fights. Yeah, exactly.
And so those like that would help. Just fuck, dude. Number 5 is going against number 1, like whatever. And then the other aspect of we don't have the Chael Sonnens. We don't have the dominance of Anderson Silva. That was just when is someone going to beat this fucking guy? Yeah.
You're tuning in to see him lose at that point.
Yeah, or the Rampage being the showman with the howl and the chain and the Chuck Liddell.
And that was fun
with
in the beginning.
We don't have those anymore. Now it's the UFC needs Patty to win. Mm-hmm. The UFC needs Sugar to win. Well, then when he doesn't, it's fuck.
Yeah, this is a good point. I think they're just more at this selling our brand versus like bringing in the best fighters. And I do like that. I wish there was another organization that was as big as the UFC and you could bring in and like unify belts, because that like, think about the competition. Now everybody's got to be a good fighter. It's not just we have a huge monopoly and you're going to get what we tell you. We'll announce the UFC White House card and blah, blah, blah. Now it's a huge brand that's moving on its own, but again, go back to Demetrius Johnson, went to ONE FC and fought Rodtang in mixed rules fight.
Yeah.
First rule, Muay Thai. Second round, fucking MMA. Like, you know what's going to happen.
And I think one of the things that killed boxing is too many weight classes, too many championships.
True.
It's like every 3 pounds is this new champion. The dude's walking out, he's got 6 belts. And, okay, which one's on the line? Like for me, that was
and there's so many belts that you're like, what organization is that?
And what is
it's
it?
Like that's why the big green WBO belt or WBC belt,
that's
like
that counts.
Yeah. A couple of them are still like WBO kind of, but WBC is the one that has overtaken them all.
That is an aspect of what killed it. And to your credit, what you're saying, it's one of the reasons I myself and in this moment I'll speak for you. We are very fortunate that we got in with Koga and I would say we're in tight in the fabric of Koga now because I do watch and check out the competition, and I'm fortunate enough to be friends with Joe that when I ask him about other things and he'll fill me in on bad business deals with this guy 10 years ago or fuck that guy, whatever. I look to watch for fighters, especially if we have fighters that fought on my card that are now going like South Dakota to fight.
Right.
So now I'm going to watch that fighter. But the ones here local specifically when I watch, and there's one I won't name. You may know them, but I won't name them. They're trash. I watched one, and it's watching their fights is literally equivalent. I was going, what the? It's almost as if they walked through the casino and saw you. Hey, you want to make $50? Okay, come here. And they saw me. Hey, you want to make $50? Oh, come here. And they gave us mouthpieces, and we were fighting. They're refs in the cage in jeans and fucking New Balances. And then at the end of the fight, they're promoters in there talking way too much, and there's no commentary. There's no live stream. I gotta watch it on their YouTube channel later with just the standard camera. Their ring announcer is making little fucking jokes. He's a stand-up comedian being like, oh, I wouldn't want to fight him with that nickname. Haha. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm going to say the WCF, WFC, whatever. But Eddie Hearn has a totally different name. But, I didn't know what that was until I saw Koga Fighters being on that. Well, so now I'm going to watch that. Well, then I find out Eddie's the promoter and matchmaker there. Well, now I got to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Now my brain, what Eddie and I have talked about off air with them, well, now I can't support you guys. Like, I'm not going to say, hey, my buddy Zach's fighting at WFC. I got to watch it tonight. I'm going to go, fuck, Zach, I love you. I'll check with you later how it went. And I think Koga now with the live stream, the social media, Omar, the you being there, me being there, Rhino being there, Herman being there, like all of it helping it blow up.
Yeah.
Now you added Eddie Blackburn giving zero fucks and going scorched earth on everyone that's not Koga. It's doing nothing but showing, oh, you live in Vegas? You live in California? You think you're a tough guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Seattle and check that shit out.
Well, Eddie's
Vancouver, Canada, they're coming down, checking out. Like it's really showing like this is doing nothing but getting better.
Yeah.
And again, we don't have okay, I can't lie. There are sometimes I have to come up with why you should watch this fight. I won't name them. It's happened. You know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them are just either up and coming figuring out, or there are some of this dude wants to fight that dude. Guess what gets to happen? They get to fight each other in our cage. Let's go. And what Eddie's doing now, being like, well, AC turned it down twice and blocked it. Clearly he doesn't want it. Who wants next? We're going to the next guy. Like that is what the UFC shied away from. Remember when Dana used to come out and be like, no, he turned down the fight.
Yeah.
Motherfucker told me no on the phone.
Yeah.
And
I love that version of him.
And now, like, the thing between him and Jones going on right now about the White House, my brain goes, well, you either were talking about it or you weren't. This is real easy.
Yeah.
One of you guys just go, here's the text messages and the paperwork from my lawyer. We were talking about it.
Yeah.
Or if Dana goes, my thing for the side of Dana is he is so in power slap and boxing, all these other things. He should not have said we weren't negotiations because you don't know. Maybe Sean Shelby was talking to him. Maybe Sean Shelby was waiting to get it to here before he brought it to you. So don't say you weren't, because then if Jones does go, really? Because here's what you guys said. The other hand of that is John Jones doing all this whiny shit he's doing right now. This is a simple fix, bro. You just go, but here's where we were talking.
Yeah,
so that's what saying this should be. Whereas Joe just needs to make sure the cage is there, and we'll get dudes in there.
Well, see, you actually said something a couple minutes ago that I really wanted to touch on, is the Koga being basically the biggest it's a pro-am. So for those who don't know, a pro and amateur split card. Mm-hmm. There are no strictly pro fight cards in Washington, not currently. But for Koga being the biggest premier pro-am card in Washington, you're going to see some of those guys still fight on some of the other pro-am cards. It's just going to happen. And hopefully branch out throughout this, like you said, like, oh, this guy's fighting in South Dakota. Yeah, maybe this guy's fighting in California or whatever. It draws back in that, like, this is, like, get that same kind of feel that the UFC once gave us, but in a more local, accessible region. Yeah. And you're talking about, like, the other, like, we call it gym shows. So, like, they're not, though. They're in casinos. Do you know the one I'm talking about? No, but we can. You do. I'll tell you later. All right. I do know what you mean, gym shows, though. And some of those are fun. Some of them are Some of those are fun, but, like, you'll see some of the other ones that they're trying, right? And, like, everybody's got to start somewhere. Yeah. But you see, like, some of the gym shows trying to sell a product versus having the best fights, like we're talking about, or be like, oh shit, Talon is fighting RJ. Holy shit!
When Eddie did Fight Quest or Cage Quest, he wasn't selling a product. He just wanted to have a place.
And that was the same time that Absolute Chaos was going on roughly with Brian Jones, and the fights would fight over here. Like we would send our guy over there to fight.
But that was just good fight. who cares what banner it's under? Like, let's go. Whereas there are
making the calls.
Places and venues and promotions that they'll put their guy against a guy of lesser so that their guy gets the win.
Problem.
It's a big problem, and that's what will sink it and make us not want to watch.
And that's when you can tell that this fight is being put on by like a used car salesman.
Yeah.
Versus somebody that's like, yo, I want to watch that fight. I don't care who's running it. That's the fight I want to see. Versus like, you got a bunch of fucking the same people from like, all right, you got a fight card. I'm going to guess 8 out of the 10 fights are going to be people from your gym.
100%.
And it's like, I know that you're not putting your dudes on your card to lose.
Yeah.
Like any fucking layman knows that. You got to be a dumbass to think that that's not what's going on. Now, do other people win? Absolutely. Like, it doesn't mean, and there are guys that like, is like, yeah, this guy's from our team, but it's going to be a tough fight. Like, Crew Jones never got me easy fights. Never. I was always fighting up. But you see when the control is a brand. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, we're going to control this, sort of control some of the outcomes versus being like, we're going to put on the best fucking card we can. And you do still get like high level fights and stuff, but then you go watch them, and I can be critical about like, anybody can be critical about any fight.
100%.
People can be critical about Koga.
I would say I'm the voice of Koga. I love Koga. There's things I can be critical about.
It's like having a good friend that you can be like, yo, your good friend's not a perfect person.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to have
But the
criticism.
thing I cannot be critical about is Joe owns and operates Royal MMA. When Royal MMA fighters are on that card, I know, despite working for Joe and knowing Joe, I see the guys his guys are going against, and you just said none of those are layup fights to get the easy win.
Yeah, we're going like against Charlie's Combat and fucking shit like
Diaz Combat and West Coast Fight Team, and that's the credit to Joe as the promotion, but also as the gym. He doesn't want his guy to get the easy win over this gym.
It makes him look better.
You win or you get better for the gym guy, and that's what he does, as opposed to the opposite of what he said the other people do.
And you can tell when, like, again, you can tell when you're being sold a product or when you want to buy someone's product because of the quality.
Yeah.
Like I'm doing the mouth guard thing. Like, I'm not out there like, buy my shit. It's the best ever. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm letting other people have their testament, and I'm doing my best. And, like, I want to compete with Impact mouth guards. So, like, Impact's the mail order service. So far, everybody I talked to that has an Impact mouth guard that's gotten one of mine, they're like, this one fits way better and stuff. And that's what I want to provide. But again, I'm not out there pushing it on somebody.
I think that also goes full circle back to you doing this and me doing mine. At no point am I making money on my show.
Same.
Right? But yet, that's not why I started. That's not why I do it. At the time, I was doing it just for fun. We legit first started it. We were MP3s, emailing them out to friends, and CDs, putting them in record stores, and just like for fun. Let's say nothing came of it. It was just for fun. It just so happens, like, look where it's at now.
Yeah.
Yours, you just said, like, you guys were doing jiu-jitsu or doing Muay Thai, and then you just did it, and then now look where it is now. So that's where it's like, I don't, when I had it as a radio show, my only thing was, I don't want to read commercials. I don't want to do the commercials. You guys want to put commercials on the show, you go ahead. And when the Tony Bennett, Rainer Avenue Radio, when I said to him, he was like, but here's the thing. If I do that, well, then now you can give me notes and you can tell me what needs to change. And no, like, I was doing this before I came here.
Yeah.
And you heard it. You asked me to come here. So and to his credit, like, the only note I ever got was he wishes our mouths and some of the content, because we were on Tuesday nights at 11 o'clock. He had wished some of the content we talked about could be dialed back, because he knew if he could put it on during the daytime, like, it'd be. But he also understood why he can't. And that wasn't like, if you changed, he was legit like, Robbie, I wish FCC rules were lifted a little bit, because if I could put this on in the morning, like, boom, but I get it's the only note we ever got. But again, at the time when they did want me to read commercials, and it was, hey, we might not be able to pay you, but we can. Like, I don't want to get paid. I don't want to do it. When I did my first one with Joe, it was on like a week notice, 2 weeks notice maybe. And he was like, hey, I don't know if I could pay you. I can maybe give you gas money. And I was like, you don't have to pay me. Like I sit at home and do this. Like it's fine. Like I'll do it. Mm-hmm. Now look where it's at.
Yeah.
And so I think those, like with your mouth guards, like maybe one day it'll be up there and you'll be able to laugh and 3 years while you're in a podcast studio that's next to your MMA gym being like, remember when I almost called this motherfucking thing Magnum Mouth Guards?
Yeah,
Fuck, we wouldn't be here right now, would we?
Yep. I'm already thinking that, but
also maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, maybe you're in a nicer house and wife, kid, and you got all that, and you're doing a mouth guard thing.
Yep.
Like, you know, like it's my same thing with Rhino. Like, he opened a shop how long ago, and the dude is so passionate about sports cards, that his shit has bled off to me.
Yeah.
To the point, like, I've now been teaching my kid how to rip cards, and it has brought us together. Like, we rip WWE cards, and we watch WWE. We've been used, so she'll be like, Dad, I got it.
Yeah.
Dad, this one's numbered and refractor. You know, she treats it all gently because she knows now.
Yeah.
And so, like, his passion behind something has bled off to me.
Mm-hmm.
Your passion behind something has bled off to me. Mine to you.
Yeah.
And so that's where it's like,
it's huge.
It's huge, and also we've come this far with it already, not making money, that if I ride it to the end and don't make money, cool. I did for how long without money? If at some point we make money,
yeah,
cool. Then we get to do nothing but look back and go, fuck, remember when we did this shit in the garage? Mm-hmm. Dude, remember when we did this shit in my office? Literally, you know, I didn't know anything, and it was, I had gotten the mentality from Joe Rogan and Kevin Smith. If you want to do something, just do it. Just try it. So I legit went and bought mics, mic stands, a fucking mixer board, and I bought like the mic stands musicians use. So it was like, right now, if you had to go to the bathroom, you got to like fucking weave through some shit to get to the bathroom. And we'd set it up in my office, right? And then, you know, slowly became, we don't need them this big. I don't need this. I can record it here, to where now I just told you, like, me and my little brother did one with one mic from my laptop in my car. Yeah. Because you're just learning. And it wasn't, I got to get this out to get the followers. I don't care who listens to it. I do it because it's fun for me. And like, look, I'm literally down here.
Yep.
Like my brain, I was telling Rhino when we were losing our minds after that Eddie one, I was going, yo, you and I just got to be here with Eddie Blackburn talking all this shit. Like, this shit blowing up. Who knows what can happen? For me, personally, all because I run my mouth. I run my mouth all the fucking time. Mm-hmm. But I run my mouth on a show talking about wrestling, MMA, that led to Koga, that then led to Rhino, that then now led to this, or led me to be here with you all because I ran my mouth, decided I'm going to run my mouth into a microphone and see what happens. And now, you know, I was like, yo, when's there for you? Cool, I'll be down there at 10 o'clock. And like, I don't care that I got to drive an hour south. I'm going to go sit with Zach and fucking bullshit for a little bit. Yeah. Why wouldn't I, other than work, shit gets in the way, but like, why not? So now look what we get to do. We just said you were sitting at the WFC chicken Kmart, whatever bullshit, but you were in that cage with Eddie Blackburn. Now, you knew Eddie before that. You guys went back. But the fact of you get to say, I once did my show in an empty room in the middle of a cage with Eddie Blackburn. Mm-hmm. You
Inside
and Omar,
the EQC.
You and Omar grabbed your shit and went to the scrapyard fights and got to be there with them in that moment, doing that, all just because we just decided I'm gonna try. Let's go. Why not?
Well, and I think that so like when Hoiby was on, and Jeff helps me. Obviously, he's like really helping out with the mouth guards. Wouldn't be doing as well right now without him. Obviously, not even close. But you talked about currency. So like we're not getting paid necessarily, and so we're not like a shill, corporate shill. We're not being directed anywhere, but we're providing currency back to, and it's not financial currency, but it's like there's not really like an avenue in the Pacific Northwest where a fighter could come and sit down and talk about themselves. 100%. You get like the post-fight interviews, maybe a couple gym, clips or whatever, but and then same for yours. You know what I mean? You don't really have there's no avenue for people to reach out, or like there wasn't any avenue. You're kind of cornering both avenues of that. But with that, it'd be different if we were getting paid and being told, directed, like what we need to do, or who our next guest is going to be on, or and then again, that's why I'm not in some huge rush to like start sponsorships for this, because I'm going, because if somebody were to do that, like, well, I want this, I'd be like, look, that's not the way I run 100%. It. And 100%. That's where I've learned to covet relationships over the years over cash, over the financial side, because those relationships will grow to more. Like I was talking about my buddy Chris that ran the production at Koga. It started by him he was a student of mine, or still kind of is, but he hasn't been in recently. He's getting more back into it. But he was like, I was there at a tough spot. You provided a lot of value for me. Now here's an avenue where I can provide that back. And now we're like helping each other level up. He helps me record like some of the podcasts or some of the on-site videos. Then Omar and him worked out that he's going to do the Koga thing. And he's got, I'm not going to put this out there, but he's got some big stuff there that we're hoping to
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So
but that's the thing is, so that's an aspect of life. Some people value money and the car and this, and some people value me with Rhino. Like when I show up to an event with him, and he hit me up when they were doing the Front Row Card Show in Tacoma.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, can I come down? I want to check that. And him and I had already talked at this point. And I was like, I'll come check out a card show and bring the kid. And he was like, yeah, come down. And I'm expecting nothing. Like, we're just going to come down.
Yeah.
Oh, hit me up when you get here. Okay. I hit him when I get there. This motherfucker gives us his badges, his vendor badges, so that I can walk my daughter in there. So we walk in and, hey, cool. And so then he's teaching my daughter, teaching me things. And he's telling me, the UFC card father has the biggest, most prestigious UFC. He's Robbie, go to Row G, go down, just trust me, just look around, trust me, go and meet that, right? Well, then as we're leaving, he just hands my daughter a box of sealed UFC cards. Just hands her.
Oh, wow.
Rip these when you get home with Dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
We sat on the kitchen floor where she pulls some good cards out of there.
Hell yeah.
And again, he didn't have to do that. I wasn't expecting that.
Right.
But he did, because that's the guy he is. And so then the same, now when I'm like, whether it's him on the show or my solo show, I made a commercial of he sponsors my show. Does he pay me? Absolutely not.
Right.
But someone may listen to my show and go, what's Rhino Sports Cards? And I'll look it up and find Rhino Sports Cards.
Right.
Or a buddy of mine that works for me makes homemade salsa. And he brings, whenever he makes it, he brings me something. But he didn't pay me. So I was like, I want his business. Hey, I'm going to make a commercial. You're going to hear it. It's going to be out there when I post it. I say, let's buy it. And to this day, he's never paid me. He gives me salsa. I got a buddy in Arizona that is part of a record music collective thing. I didn't even ask them. I just my kid does my promo reads. I didn't even ask them. I just made one, put it on there. And then I got thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, hell
and
yeah.
My brain then goes, well, now whether Rhino's on the show or not, he'll share on his social media that's out there.
Yep.
My guys in Red Kit will either like the thing, or they'll share it. So then some other random fan may find it. And that's, again, the currency of relationships we're building. Yep. And like I said, you with fighters, and I'm pretty sure like you, I've never had a fighter tell me no or not answer me. I've had them be like, oh, hey, I can't this day. Can you make this work? Or Anthony Hamilton was in the goddamn UFC. Mm-hmm. And when I reached out to him, it was, hey, I'm in Idaho at my son's wrestling tournament. I can make this work, but I'm going to be in a hotel room. Is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. Let's go. Yeah. And when you go back and you rewatch that, it gets to a point where you could tell he's going through the stuff with it, but it gets to a point where he's also, man, Robbie, you're getting me excited for this fight. Like, let's go. And like, that's what I want and what I do. But that's the aspect of, it's Anthony Hamilton. He doesn't have to. Yeah. He doesn't have to sell fights. It's Anthony Hamilton. But he knows I'm working with Koga. He can look back and go, oh, well, all these guys are talking to him and doing it. And same with you. Like, Malik's been on here. Yeah. How many fighters have been on here? A couple of them either they were on here before they fought for Koga or haven't fought for Koga. No one's told you no. Right. Because they also want that, so that they can go back. Like I told you, when I told my kid, hey, we got to finagle picking you up from school because I got to do this. Yeah. I didn't get that. Oh, Dad, you made a YouTube show? Can I watch it? Yeah, when it comes out. Oh, okay. Let me know what you're doing. Yep. And so that's what you said, the currency of all of it. And then you add in Joe binding Omar to find all the people. Yep. You to do the outside aspect of it, and then me to do the inside, and then Rhino doing the cards, the promo, like all this stuff. All these pieces just coming together, whereas are we getting paid? Are we making the big dollars? No. I mean, let's be honest, I hope Omar is, because he should be. But no, we're doing it for the love of the sport, the love of the game, and it's just fucking fun.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. before we close out, who do you want to give some shout outs to? I know you're talking about Rhino.
Right. I'm going to give a shout out to your dog. Your dog's pissed off because I took up so much of your time, but it's got to go outside. So that's why you hear dog. Dog's pissed off at me. I walked in the house to pee. Dog got upset. Obviously, shout out to Combat Games MMA. If you're not already following them, follow them. 100% follow Rhino Sports Cars Memorabilia. Follow the Neon Go Show. Like I said, Rhino and I are deep and consistent with our shows, and we talk. We always started off asking the coolest card he saw in his shop or somewhere this weekend, or I'll show him cool stuff I got. And then we roll into our nerddom for wrestling and MMA, and then now Eddie Blackburn has set the bar for what we're going to do with our reband, so reband's coming for that soon.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys got a lot going
and
on.
Relentless Mouth Guards. See how I threw that plug in there for you?
Thank
you.
It's
like the second time I've done that for you, dog. See, there we go.
Yeah, it's the podcast. Well, I'll give mine. Make sure you guys, follow Relentless Mouth Guards, Sway City Podcast, Neon Go Show, Rhino Sports Cards. Follow Eddie Blackburn at One Speed Management. Go back, check out the other episodes. Follow any and all of those fighters. We're trying to build our community up. So shout out to my semi-sponsor or like affiliate program for UE. Got a couple other things being upgraded in here in the next, let's see. It's almost mid-March. About another month, a little bit more than a month. A couple things are going to change in here. Not big, but little additions.
Follow everything. Follow us now, because when you're on the ground floor, if you're in with us now, because when we blow up, this whole scene blows up, you're going to be like, I was with these guys way back here.
Yep. And like I always say, is like if you're with me, you're going to win. I'm going to make sure of it, because I'm not in this to lose per se. I don't know if that's not the right. I'm not winning. But we're gonna grow. If you're gonna bet on me,
we've already grown.
Yeah.
Like I think of my first show. Think of your first show when you're there. Look at what we've already grown to, and so that's why if you know, like I know the people that are gonna watch this. If you happen to stumble upon this, or someone said, "Hey, check this out," like
it's gold that's just covered in rock still.
Yeah, just follow it now, because as Koga grows, we're gonna grow. We're doing our thing, and there's gonna come a day when we're all gonna look back and be like, "Holy shit!"
Yeah,
yeah.
And anybody, let's blow up this Pacific Northwest fight community. Again, we're talking about networking and community. If you're in combat sports, talk to the people around you in your gym and be like, oh, this guy's a barber, this guy's a fucking welder, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I need a haircut and I need a job. You know what I mean?
Go.
Like, you fucking never know. Everybody's got a day job, pretty much. Like, you never know when you're gonna meet your new boss, your new worker. Yeah, somebody that can do your oil change with you when you're flat fucking broke. Yeah, man. So like, we're a community of fighters as well as a community of just regular people.
We're also a community of degenerates that just run our mouths and have a good time. Let's be honest.
Yep. And that's probably the best part.
That's probably the best part. We were fighters, so we know what's up. But now we're just degenerates that run our mouth and love partying. Let's be honest.
Now you get to fucking tell everybody else how to fight.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Shout out to everybody. Thank you again for listening. Thank you, Robbie, for coming down. It was a fucking great time. Thank you so much. 2.5-hour podcast. We'll shut this down. Maybe I'll drop it in 2 pieces. We'll see. It should be episode number 48 coming in the next day or so. All right, guys. Have a great time. Thank you again.
Yes, sir.